these things. I read, and I'll ask her about this, that they actually browned 140 pounds of meat to test out different grills to find out which one was the best.
What did they do with all
I'm sure
the
they eat
meat?
it. They're probably making hamburgers.
This is the one that killed me. They tested 38 different dishwashing liquids.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know there were that many to begin with.
Oh, I would have thought there were more. I mean, when you think about all the off-brands and all of the famous ones, then you got Buff City soap. I mean, there's so many smaller ones.
But how do you test 38 different soaps? I mean, the man hours and the woman hours behind this.
Well, that's why they're doing
daunting.
it and we don't have to.
Yeah.
That's the point. And they've got a team of how many journalists that are, kind of tackling all this. So we'll talk about some of their best new picks and what goes into testing. We'll also check in with ABC's Deputy Political Director, Luke Barr, on the counter-terror official resigning. Basically, I mean, it looks like over the war. So we'll find out what's at the heart of this. In the 4 o'clock, this is pretty exciting. He has been a part of not one, but two of Motown's probably most popular vocal groups.
I'd say most famous, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we're talking about the Temptations and the Four Tops, and Theo Peoples is going to meet us today here in the studio coming by, which I think that is so cool.
So to be a part of one of these groups, and obviously Theo joined later after the fact, but the history of both of the groups.
Well, I want to know, how are you handpicked for that? Do you see an audition sign and you go in, I want to be a part of that? But to be a part of both of those, and, I think it's just absolutely fascinating. Not to mention he has shared the stage or the studio with Smokey Robinson, Aretha Franklin, Stevie Wonder. I mean, I can't wait to be in the same room with him coming up in the 4 o'clock. We'll also check in with Jordana Miller, who is, of course, in Jerusalem. We'll get the latest on the war. And we didn't get to it yesterday because Zach Binding, who used to be a producer here at KTRS, got stuck in some of that air traffic yesterday. We were going to talk to him about being at the Oscars. He is a kind of a red carpet handler, if you will. So we'll find out what that job looks like and who he got to rub elbows with. And also, what are some of the rules that he has to follow there?
Yeah, because didn't you say yesterday as a seat filler, you're not allowed to speak?
Not unless spoken to. Yeah.
Which I totally get, but at the same time sounds completely ridiculous.
I don't think in that situation it does, because there are too many crazy people that are going to sign up for that to probably even pass a tape to or a resume or, people go to all sorts of links. So I think you have to have sort of those rules put in place for this as far as that goes. And do you even get paid, or is this a volunteer job? So we'll talk to Zach in the 5 o'clock.
And did you see the condition they left the theater in? Have you seen the memes about that?
I'm going to talk about that in the entertainment, but there's a couple of different theories on that. One is that's high up, and it's a lot of the balcony, which is not typically your celebrities. Two, they were told to leave things in place.
It looks like a movie theater after the movie's over.
Okay,
that's what every theater probably looks like.
But it brings up a great question, and I will say for years, I did just leave it. I thought they come in and they would clean it up. I mean, before you're even leaving your seat at a movie theater, people are coming in with the brooms to sweep. Do you grab your, soda cup, your popcorn bucket? Do you take all of those things to the trash? And I'm talking to you guys on the text line, 84126. Because I would say I never did. And now, when I've been with other people and I see them pick stuff up, I'm like, well, I'm not going to be the one leaving this stuff. I'll grab that.
All right. So I want to get into that, but just really quickly, I saw a video of Emma Stone, who was basically front row.
Yeah. She was nominated.
And she was eating at her seat. I don't know if they, with all the prep time to get ready and the red carpet and everything, I don't know if they get a chance to eat. So,
Josh, I don't think it's about getting a chance to. They're trying to get into those dresses.
Sure. But it's not, I wasn't just upstairs. That's just what the
No.
picture was. So I know that they were eating on the floor, and they probably, had been going all day long. She was probably famished.
But if they're on that first floor, they're probably grabbing all of those things because they don't want that in any shot on camera.
Of course. Yeah,
so
the people running around.
There are going to be different rules in place for each of those levels.
But at a sporting event, I will leave it.
Okay.
But
What's the difference?
I don't know. At the movies, especially now with these lounge chairs that they have, and I've been with my wife for 16 years. She won't let me leave things behind. She makes me feel guilty if she's picking stuff up and I'm just leaving my my popcorn bag behind. So at the movies, I pick it up. At a sporting event, I leave it.
And I know there are big crews that come in after every Cardinals game, and they're there, into the wee hours cleaning everything. Kind of the same thing at the Muni. I know that they're washing things down, but I'm just wondering what people are doing. What is your kind of typical thing? Because my mind has changed on this throughout the years. I just thought it was kind of what you did and almost what you were paying for. Like, you're not in your own house, you just kind of leave it. But yeah, now I'm usually picking it up and taking it to the trash can.
I don't have a problem with people leaving stuff behind.
No, I don't either. I'm not going to be judgy on that. I'll tell you what I am going to be judgy about. And don't get me wrong, I appreciate our highway departments. I actually worked for the highway department in Southeast Missouri one summer. On my way into work today, I am west on 64, and there is the big orange truck that says right lane closed ahead. Okay? It's got the arrow. It's going pretty slow. All cars start to merge over. As everybody is merging over, and of course I'm getting into the far left lane, all of a sudden, less than a mile later than that, the left-hand lane comes to immediate stop, and there are 2 or 3 trucks on that side. And so immediately I'm thinking, wait a minute, did they not change out the sign? It says right lane closed, and all of a sudden everybody's merging, and then, you're up on it. It wasn't like it was 3 trucks, bam, like almost causing an accident if you didn't see the lights. So then everybody is going around it, and I think they're filling potholes, thankfully. And we get about another 1.5 miles, 2 miles down, and then there's the right lane.
Okay.
But it was so confusing in that moment because they basically had the right lane and the left
all the
lane.
lanes.
But when you're getting over to the left-hand lane to avoid the right, and all of a sudden the left-hand lane's closed, it was a little shocking. But we all survived.
Right. And I still want to know, why can't they do all this stuff, in the middle of the night?
Well, do you want to work in the middle of the night?
Probably more expensive. Probably
more dangerous.
Double. Maybe it's more dangerous.
Because then you have to put up lights. Then you have to block, it's different, I think, if you're talking about repaving an entire lane. If you're just fixing potholes, you're not even blocking it for a mile and a half.
Going in, being real quick. They're redoing my Schnucks, the Lindenwood Schnucks. And it is so confusing because every week you go in, they have moved something. And I think they've moved the liquor section like 3 times. But you never see them working.
Where's
I wonder,
the Lindenwood Schnucks? Is that in St. Charles?
Yeah, it's over by Lindenwood. I'm wondering if they're doing it all in the middle of the night or doing most of it.
Well, I know they do a lot of stalking.
Yeah.
During the night.
Because oh man, and just imagine walking in to your grocery store. That's the one thing that should never change.
Now, see, that doesn't bother me.
In and out, I know where everything's at. And then when they start moving stuff, now people are bumping into each other. Nobody knows. We're talking to each other. Well, they moved this, so where's the mustard? I told you that they moved the liquor all the way over by the pharmacy, and I was looking for beans because we were going to make chili.
Yeah.
And for some reason, there's 5 rows of liquor and then 1 row of beans.
Well, maybe it just hadn't moved yet. Have you been back?
Yeah, they moved it back.
Yeah. Okay.
But it was just only temporary, but for some reason the beans and the wine.
That bothers Marcia too. Like she will go to the same Schnucks because she knows it. That doesn't bother me. I'm usually always looking around anyway, and I don't go to just one place. I go to wherever it's convenient. I don't stick with a Schnucks or a Deerberg's or a Fresh Time. It's like whatever, I'm closest to, I'll run in, and if I know it, great. If not, I'm just walking down the aisles kind of picking up more stuff than I need.
I will go to a Walgreens versus CVS because I'm more familiar with their layout. And and it's weird when you walk into a Walgreens and it's like flip-flopped of your Walgreens. And you're like, oh, no.
Surprised that they all don't have a footprint.
One floor plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that. But I will say, and if there's anybody listening that works at Walgreens, I'll apologize. Walgreens, at least the one in my neighborhood, has gotten really shoddy.
Uh-oh.
And then I stopped at another one, and it was still, shelves were quite empty, and it didn't seem as clean as normal. Just seemed disheveled and like, what is going on here? But maybe that is just where we are. And, much like restaurants, it's hard to find employees. So maybe everybody's understaffed. So I'm not judging it. I'm just saying it's not the same as it used to be.
You ever go to a Walgreens in a big city like Chicago or New York?
Yeah.
And you're like, hey.
You're going upstairs or downstairs.
Yeah. Where's the aspirin? Oh, that's downstairs.
Yeah.
And you're like, what? There's a downstairs?
Well, there is the Schnucks there on Lindbergh. That one always throws me off because the pharmacy is up front, like before you even go into the store. So if you are shopping and you forget that you need aspirin, then you almost have to come through the line, get it, and then go back through the line.
I went to a Deerberg's today and was just completely lost because I needed to go to the pharmacy, which I rarely do at a grocery store. And then for some reason, juice isn't, with, the other liquids. You've got your soda and your drinks aisle, and then juice was like 4 aisles away, which just didn't jibe with me.
Well, it's more with, are you talking like orange juice is more with the milk and the breakfast?
Yeah, I'm drinking tart cherry juice for my gout.
Oh, okay.
It's so sexy.
Yeah, that's more like in the V8 aisle, right?
Yeah. The apple juice is like 5 aisles away from the sodas and the other drinks. So, but I survived. I found what I needed.
That's right.
Eventually.
Somebody said, Heidi, I agree with you. I have 3 Walgreens by my house in Florissant. I thought they're all getting really dirty. Susan, our friend, says our Schnucks was remodeled several years ago. It seemed forever, and I'm still learning where everything is.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Somebody else said Fenton area Walgreens. They've all gone downhill. Even the parking lot and trash cans outside are a mess. And I love Walgreens, but I'm thinking I need to go somewhere else. Yeah, I don't think it is one particular thing. My son is a pharmacy manager at Walgreens. Recently, they were bought out by a corporate group. Many, many things have changed within Walgreens. Would be surprised if they're still around in 10 years. That's the way it feels. Matter of fact, I had a prescription filled the other day, and this is the thing. When you've been going to a particular pharmacy, they just automatically fill things for you, and it sent it over. It took like 3 days. What if you needed that medicine immediately? And then it would say your pharmacy is temporarily closed, and not just for lunch break or for something else.
I actually have a story about delivery. Did you watch the Today Show today?
I watched the second half. I watched the 8 to 9 hour.
I think it was in the earlier. The new trend with online shopping is to get slower delivery. A lot of stores are offering you free delivery if you say you can wait 5 days.
Well, it's not slower delivery. It's cheaper delivery.
Well, a lot of Amazon delivery. Amazon will say, hey, if you don't need this tomorrow.
Yeah, or I can put it with a previous package you ordered.
We'll give you, $5 in movie credits, and you can rent a movie or whatever. And people are opting for that. And I've been saying this for the longest time. We never asked for same-day delivery.
No, but we got used to it. It was really nice.
I don't need it. If I need something that day, I'll rush out and grab it.
Okay, but you are one person. Let's just think you are a new mom and all of a sudden you're on, your second to last diaper and nobody is home. Then it's really convenient. I think that there are certain times, or if all of a sudden you're a single person and overnight you come down with the flu and you need medicine.
Something delivered to the house.
Yeah. I mean, I think that there are times where it's really, really handy.
My wife said she doesn't need same-day delivery, but she did say when Finn was real little, it was very helpful. But even when you get same-day delivery, you don't know if it's coming in the next hour or the next 9 hours. So if you need something right then, I mean, we can still go out and get stuff, right? I mean, I'm not alone on this. I'm not asking drones to drop out of the sky and drop me a package 25 minutes after I order.
Depends on what you're looking for. I would also, propose some of the store shelves don't have what you're looking for, especially if it is maybe you're looking for apparel or you're online and you get there and it's not on the shelf and it says go online to order it. So I think the whole system as far as that goes has just changed, and it is what it is.
Somebody said, what if you're in a snowstorm and you're home alone and you need to DoorDash a bottle of wine?
Amen.
Well,
that is true.
That's a want. That is not a need.
But if it's available, and let's be honest, you're paying for it.
Oh, yeah.
It's
one way or another.
The delivery is not free.
I don't know you're paying for Amazon Prime.
Yeah, it's not free. And
it's not free.
And a lot of the things have a different charge. If you are ordering on Amazon, some things say delivery. Some things you have to pay an extra $3 to have it delivered.
If it's not coming from one of the Amazon warehouses.
Yeah, I mean, but
you're ordering from a third-party seller.
But there are a lot of those.
Yeah. And you've got to look out for that because sometimes you think you're ordering from a Amazon warehouse and it's coming from some guy in Poughkeepsie. Tarantula Andrew, did we mention his text? He says that he always cleans up at the movie theaters, but never at the IndyCar races.
Yeah.
Where he's piled up 20 bottles of beer cans under his seat.
Somebody else said at Home Depot and Lowe's, everything's in the same aisle. Whether you're in New York or California, it's the same layout, which I think makes sense.
I really like that, but then sometimes I walk into a Home Depot or a Lowe's and I forget which one I'm at.
Oh,
well, I'm like,
one's blue and one's orange.
Exactly.
If you have the Schnucks app, you can look up what aisle the item you need is in.
I've done that at Home Depot and Lowe's.
So all of that. You guys, thank you so much for weighing in on the text line. Let us know where you are. Right now, we got to check in with Captain Paul, find out how traffic's moving along. Hey, Captain Paul.
Hey, Heidi. 370 East is congested from the Discovery Bridge to St. Louis Mills due to construction with lane closures. 64 West is a little crowded around 364. And in Illinois, 70 West slows down at Exchange on the approach to the Musial Bridge. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
So I got my hair cut today, and I was talking to Emily, who's been cutting my hair for probably 20 years now, if not 18, 19 years. And I was telling her about the trip in October going to Iceland. She's like, oh my God, it is back on my bucket list. I mean, I said, why back? And she goes, because I went one summer several years ago, and now I want to go back during the winter to see the Northern Lights. And I'm like, well, you got to come with me. That's what I'm doing here is I'm inviting everybody. She said it was magical during the summer. She said she can't even imagine what it's going to be like when you throw in the Northern Lights. She said it's almost like you're on a different planet. She said the city of Reykjavik was just absolutely charming, and there was so much to do and see. She's like, you got to take a dip in the Blue Lagoon. She said the black volcanic sand beach is just amazing. You don't even know kind of where you are. She said the entire landscape was just mesmerizing. So you guys, this is your chance to go, because what's nice about this is Colette handles everything. You don't have to plan a thing. You just have to make the phone call to Altair Travel, and then bada bing, bada boom, we're going October 23rd. So from the flights to the meals to the hotels to those excursions to see the Northern Lights and everything else, Colette has that covered, and it's all in one big, package. Your only job is to join me and have the time of your life. So don't miss out. Join me and several other people from St. Louis. Several people that went to Costa Rica with me I know have already signed up, and I can guarantee you it's going to be a good time. So call our friends over at Altair Travel, 314-968-9600, or go to KTRS.com to learn more.
Everyone's talking about these weight loss drugs, and it's a good thing we've got Dr. Joe Molesky with us, a St. Louis native and board-certified primary care physician. Dr. Joe, it can get very confusing, but the one thing we need to know is GLP-1, right? That's the magic cure.
The magic cure is these weight loss shots. They're injected once weekly. They're not like the old medications that you've seen 20, 30 years ago. These medications actually work. They're injected once weekly, and patients see within the first 90 days 10 to 15 pounds down. It simply works, and that's why I recommend it to all of my patients. You simply go online, book an appointment, you fill out a health questionnaire form, you get an appointment on our schedule. It's all telemedicine based. It's all done from your home, and then you meet with me or one of my nurse practitioners, and then after the 10, 15-minute consult, the medication is delivered right to your door discreetly, and you get started right now on your weight loss journey.
And you want to start to lose weight? None better than to call STLMedWeightLoss.com and ask Dr. Joe. STLMedWeightLoss.com.
Get ready to launch into an out-of-this-world adventure with the St. Louis Blues. On March 26th, the Blues face off against the San Jose Sharks in an epic showdown in Enterprise Center. It's Star Wars theme night. Purchase a special theme ticket and receive an exclusive Blues Grogu bobblehead, the perfect addition to your Star Wars collection. Our in-game experience will be out of this world as well, with movie-related content and galactic characters roaming the concourse. Secure your seats now at stlouisblues.com/promotions.
Are you ready for beautiful new floors? The Home Show sale is happening now at Boardwalk, your local flooring experts. Save 15 to 25% on select hardwood and durable floors for a limited time. Their friendly, knowledgeable team will help you choose the right floor for your style, your home, and your everyday life, combining beauty, performance, and long-term value. Boardwalk offers solid and engineered hardwood, luxury vinyl, waterproof flooring, and more, with free sample checkouts and tool rental to make your project easier and more cost-effective. Whether you're updating one room or the entire home, they'll walk you through the options of color, durability, and long-term value so you can feel confident in your decision. For more than 25 years, Boardwalk has been your trusted, local, family-owned, quality flooring provider. Visit one of their 4 area showrooms conveniently located in Manchester, Crestwood, Overland, and in St. Peters, or more at BoardwalkHardwood.com. Boardwalk is your proud partner of your St. Louis Blues. BoardwalkHardwood.com.
Watch your favorite team, eat your favorite food. It's the Village Bar. You've heard about the world-famous cheeseburger. Stop by and check it out. Even better, bring your friends on your way to the game, after the game, or just watching the game. Food, sports, and a cold beer. We'll see you at the Village Bar.
Recently, a good friend of mine was changing the light fixture in their kitchen, and they took the light fixture off the ceiling, and they looked inside the ceiling and said, "What is the phone number to Michael Baldy?" If they would have listened to me, they would have put Michael Baldy's phone number in their phone, because everybody needs a good electrician on speed dial. So here you go. The next time you need an electrician, you need to remember Michael Baldy and Baldy Electric. So the phone number, 314-968-9999. Indoor, outdoor, an old Victorian home, knob and tube wiring, and anything and everything in between. You see, Michael Baldy is a licensed electrician, and he has a team ready to go. Whether it's something for the ceiling in the kitchen, something for the lights for the holidays, whatever it may be, Michael Baldy and Baldy Electric. BaldyElectric.com, 314-968-9999, because everybody needs a good electrician on speed dial. BaldyElectric.com.
Diana from Newsteaders Fine Jewelers here to remind you, we don't just offer the best pieces, we offer one of the last master hand engravers in our country. My father can create timeless, personal, and unforgettable pieces. Come by our showroom at the corner of Big Ben and Doherty Ferry, or learn more online at wowdiamonds.com.
truck drivers. No matter where you want to take your career in 2026, Schneider has an opportunity for you. Our huge selection of driving jobs means you can get the home time that suits your schedule. Choose from daily, weekly, monthly, or sometime in between. Looking for more reliability on the road? Check out our new dedicated and regional van truckload opportunities. Don't miss out. Find your perfect driving job today at SchneiderJobs.com. That's SchneiderJobs.com.
Every year, journalists at Wirecutter evaluate thousands of products. Some are bad, some are good, and then some are great. So they decided to launch their Best New Picks Awards. It's a list of their favorite finds over the year. Lita Shai is an editor with Wirecutter and joins us with some of those picks. Thanks for making time for us.
Of course, thanks. Happy to be here.
So can you just explain what goes into testing these products? Because I read the team browned more than 140 pounds of meat to determine the best gas grill.
Yes, we did. So our Best New Picks Awards are a kind of celebration of all of our favorite recent discoveries. So all of our picks that we made over the past year, we wanted to really highlight the ones that we really truly loved. And we made actually almost 3,000 picks just in the past 12 months.
Wow.
And what that entails is, we're evaluating thousands and thousands of picks. We're browning meat. We're trekking across mountains. We're doing all sorts of testing. And then we have determined which ones we actually truly love. And from there, once we have those 3,000 picks, the Best New Picks Awards were us really digging down and thinking about, okay, which ones did we really truly talk about all year long? Which ones can do we always recommend to our friends? And that's how we came up with the list of 71 winners.
Okay, so when you're testing something, is there a team of 5 or 10 journalists? Is it one person's job to check all of those gas grills?
That would be fun, but it's not. And actually, what's amazing about Wirecutter is there are over 170 journalists on our team, and they're constantly looking for new picks, discovering things, testing, evaluating. And so when it comes to when we say we've evaluated 10,000 new picks or 10,000 products over the past year, that's, each and every one of those journalists who are all experts in their beats, making sure that they're testing the products that are out there that people are seeing on the shelves so that they can give you an informed decision when you're looking to buy anything, whether it's a TV or a mascara.
So how many things got a 2026 Best New Picks Award?
Yeah, so out of the 3,000 picks that we discovered last year, we awarded 71 as our best new picks. So these are truly the best of the best, our very favorites.
Love it.
So I saw a bunch of cool things on here, but then I saw things that I didn't think even really existed anymore. There's a label maker on the list.
There is a label maker, and I think what we loved about this, we have a whole team that has been testing label makers for many years, and the thing that really stood out about this one is that it has Wi-Fi connectivity. It's really durable. I think they also really liked the price point. It's not just the price of the unit itself, but then when you're refilling the tape, the price of that tape is actually much less expensive than other types, and so we really, truly, really liked it.
All right, the other thing that I saw was the smart birdhouse that looked fun, and I live with a birder, so maybe that's why.
Yeah, I don't bird, but it kind of almost influenced me to start birding because it just is so delightful. You kind of you set up this plywood connected birdhouse. You connect it to an app, and you can kind of watch what's happening. So our team that tested it, they were able to watch a whole bird family from when the eggs hatched to when the little chicks kind of flew from the nest. And so it's just very lovely. And it gives you updates throughout the day of what kind of birds are coming in and feeding. So
you're testing thousands of products, even more thousands of times. One use doesn't really answer the questions that you're looking for. 170 journalists for Wirecutter. This is an age where, the Pittsburgh Gazette went out of business. How are you guys having 170 journalists just on the Wirecutter staff?
Yeah, what's so great about working at Wirecutter and the New York Times at large is that journalism is kind of the mission. We are really tasked with creating and discovering and working toward, a world where journalism is of utmost importance. And it's been really liberating and heartening to kind of know that there is this North Star in the journalism industry. I know, to your point about the news that's always coming around, it's a little bit disheartening to just understand all the attacks on journalism throughout the economy.
So true. We're talking to Lita Shai, an editor with Wirecutter, and we were saying before you joined us, like, if I'm looking for a vacuum or a specific electronic, I mean, I never do it until I've checked Wirecutter. I mean, you have built such a reputation. So let's go back to the vacuum. Did one stick out this year?
Yes, there is a vacuum on. There's actually 2 vacuums on our list of 71 picks. So there's the Miele Guard 1, which I do not have, but everyone who has a Miele kind of sings its praises. And this vacuum is kind of their newest offering, and it improves on what is already a great product. And we have been recommending Miele's for many years. So there's that. And there's also, for the very first time, we recommend a new Robo vacuum mop combination. So we've never actually recommended a vacuum and mop combination before, but this one kind of met the standards that our vacuum cleaning expert really likes. So it's really clean. It definitely mops, and so that was also a winner.
It's so interesting because there's things that we desperately need in our day-to-day life, and then there's just fun things like a smart karaoke machine. It would be a great gift.
Yeah, the thing, I do not karaoke for the record.
I don't either, but I would in the privacy of my own home, I would.
You guys are so lame.
I know. I should get this, and then we can have a party.
Yes.
But the thing that I really enjoyed about this one was actually the write-up from our expert who tested it. He was basically like, I brought it home, my 5-year-old hooked it up, and then brought it outside, and then started a party with all the neighborhood kids. And they all joined in, which is like, I mean, if that's not an endorsement, what is?
Exactly.
All right, let me ask you, the reporters that have tested these robot vacuums, the one reason I'm not getting one is because I've got rugs with tassels. Do these things get stuck on tasseled rugs?
That is a good question. They do. I don't have a robo vacuum at home, so I can't attest to how much or how often. But I think the thing about this mop vacuum combo robo item is that it did perform better than we expected, but there are still kind of sometimes a little quirks when it comes to the robots among us. And I think the advice that we always give is to make sure your floors are as clean of clutter as possible, and that really helps them map out what they're doing.
That's a good tip. And I got to say, Leah, I didn't realize that you evaluate furniture, but you found a great sleeper sofa.
Yeah, we did. We just launched our home decor vertical not too long ago.
Okay.
And the thing that I love about this sleeper sofa is that our home decor writer went down a deep dive of sleeper sofas and sofa beds to find the best ones, because I'm sure you all know when you're sleeping on a sofa bed, usually you get that bar that kind of like
I've never been on one that didn't have it.
Yeah, exactly. And turns out most of the technology has not changed in decades. It's like the same technology since the 1930s or something like that. And this particular company, American Leather, they're called American Leather, although the couch that we recommend is not made of leather, I think there are leather options. They kind of invented their own mechanism. And so the mechanism is much smoother. It's so much more comfortable. It doesn't have that bar that sticks into your back. And so we really liked that. And in addition, the actual couch is comfortable, which I know is sometimes you either get like a comfortable bed, but not the couch, or vice versa. And so he really loves this one. And it comes in so many different options and colors and swatches. And that's why we recommend it.
I was actually kind of surprised that you did the sleeper sofa as well. You aren't surprised by anything, I guess, at this point. But what would we be surprised that you guys actually tested recently?
I don't know. I don't know what would be surprising. We have so many categories. Like anything you can think of, pretty much we've tested. We did test 35 dish soaps. We washed lots and lots of dishes after lunches and dinners in order to find the new one, our new top pick. And we have had a dish soap top pick that's been the same for like 7 or 8 years. And this one actually upset that one. And so now we have a new top pick. And that's the Palmolive dish soap. It's the Palmolive Free and Clear, I believe.
Wow, new champion.
Yeah, that's impressive after so many years.
Exactly. So, we're always testing things.
And then just one more piece, because we've talked about this on this show, trying to get plastic out of our cooking ware. You guys said one of the best new picks is the Pyrex 10-piece glass storage set. You can buy it from Kohl's.
Yeah, that one is great. It's got it's 10 pieces of kind of like glass Tupperware with silicone suction tops, and our kitchen team really loves it for all sorts of storage uses. You can also put it in the oven. It's microwave safe. It prevents freezer burn, and so that was just a really solid, kind of useful. No matter who you are, you'll find some use for this 10-piece storage set.
Well, Lita, thank you so much for joining us. Special thanks to all of your team for doing all the hard work for us, and all we have to do is log on. You can see the entire list of awards online. Just go to NewYorkTimes.com/Wirecutter. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks for having us. Bye.
All right, 11 minutes before 4 o'clock. I do find that to be so fascinating. And one of the other things that I saw that was really cool, we've talked a lot about vinyl, and I actually have a story about how much vinyl was sold this year, but CDs might be next. They actually have a cool portable CD player on this list that they recommend. So that's kind of cool. Captain Paul, what do you recommend if it comes to traffic? Should we avoid a certain place?
Well, right now the roads are quiet, Heidi. 370 East is running slow, though, from the Discovery Bridge to St. Louis Mills due to construction with lane closures. And in Illinois, 70 West bogs down at Exchange on the approach to the Museo Bridge. This traffic report is brought to you by Stages St. Louis. Get your season tickets now for the 2026 Stages St. Louis. The 2026 season is kicked off with the always hilarious 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee. Then take a trip back to the 40s and 50s with Guys and Dolls. Stages will wrap up this year with the incredible true story of Come From Away. Call 314-821-2407 or visit stagesstlouis.org. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
Take a thrilling ride with your St. Louis Symphony Orchestra to the far reaches of space in John Williams and Kevin Putt's A Cosmic Journey. Experience Kevin Putz's otherworldly concerto, Contact, featuring the Grammy Award-winning trio Time for Three. Then soar through the unforgettable music from John Williams's iconic film scores, including E.T. and Star Wars. March 20th and 22nd at Powell Hall at the Jack C. Taylor Music Center. Tickets at slso.org.
I'm Farmer Dave, and here's my good friend and owner of MasterCars Inc., Alex Rosenberger, with today's hot MasterCars Inc. deals.
Spring is in the air, my favorite time of the year. I'm buying and selling, of course, cars and motorcycles daily. I like to buy a few cars a day at this time of year, and I like to buy them directly from the owner. We carry only hand-selected vehicles, and I like to meet the people they come from. It's as much a people business as it is a car business. If you're in the St. Louis metro area, I'll even come to your house to purchase your vehicle, especially if you have more than one to sell or even an entire collection. We're always on the hunt for super clean, rare, and unique vehicles. I'll even buy everyday cars if they have low miles and are exceptionally clean. Hop on my site, MasterCarsInc.com, and submit what you've got to sell. We buy, sell, and trade every single day.
So rev that motor and point your car in the direction of MasterCars Inc. and buy or sell today. 4100 Namioki Road in Granite City, or visit MasterCarsInc.com to get more details. That's MasterCarsInc.com.
Well, I'm hoping next hour we can play a little Four Tops music, but until then, we got the Irish pumping.
Well, it is St. Patty's Day.
It is St. Patty's Day. Ryan Raphael is wearing green. He's the Medicare man. Are you Irish?
I am not Irish at all.
But everybody is today, right?
Yes.
Yes, I am. I am Irish every February 17th or March 17th.
What is Raphael?
It's Portuguese.
Oh, cool.
Yes.
Oh.
So, yep, my dad's father was from Portugal.
My nephew is there right now for spring break.
Nice.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm kind
that's
of jealous.
That's very cool. I've never gone.
Oh, got to
I
put it on
should.
your list.
I think I should.
Yeah, and
Yes.
apparently it's very economical.
Mm-hmm.
And what also is economical is using Ryan Raphael when it comes to your Medicare needs. And Ryan, I say this all the time, and I always corner you at the Christmas party, and I say this is the best idea that anyone's ever had. I want to start a company called the Medicare Men, and me and Connor will help people.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll help people with Medicare because
Cool.
if I'm a customer or I'm a client, like my mom or Heidi's parents, and we come to you, we don't pay anything.
You do not. So I'm compensated by the insurance companies, and that's all regulated by Medicare. So depending on which avenue we go, all of the companies are paying the same, so that there's not persuasion or pushing a plan or, tooting horns and carrying on and on about something and not talking about something. So, yeah.
What I love is that you go through all of it and then you sit down with someone and kind of get, the gist of what they need. And then you make a suggestion because especially, as we get older, it's hard to comprehend all of that stuff. And you might not even know what you need at that moment.
Yeah. I think what it is that people are very overwhelmed by all of this and
How could you not
navigating.
be?
Yeah, it's like, okay, what do I do? Like, who do I call?
Mm-hmm.
Should I call a bunch of companies? Do I go to meetings all over hometown places, or call a TV commercial? Naturally, people ask their friends and their family that are a little bit older, like, what did you do? So it's just a lot to digest, and how do I know which plan is best for me is the typical concern that people ask.
And when it comes to taxes, which is just as confusing as insurance, they don't offer that for free. We got to go to a tax professional. How long has this been going? How long has Medicare been a thing? How long has someone like yourself, the Medicare man, been able to offer this stuff up to people for free?
So Medicare has been around since 1965, and I have been helping seniors since 2003.
And it's been subsidized by the insurance companies who, I guess, in turn are getting subsidized by the government.
Yes, exactly that, Josh. And so it's, again, a lot of people have a really hard time with it, and sometimes they maybe just do their own research and potentially pick the wrong plan for their needs is the big issue.
Ryan, somebody on the text line says, my mother recently passed away. Do I need to notify Medicare or does Social Security do that inherently?
Yes, Social Security does do that. So what'll happen is, and a lot of funeral homes seemingly help the family out, so they notify Social Security. That trickles down to Medicare and any sort of insurance plan they have. But if they're having like an automatic debit or something coming out, maybe triple check that so that doesn't continue to come out.
That's great advice. What about, how often should you change the plan? You're 65 years old, you get on this plan. Do you need to re-look at it when you're 68, when you're 74? If something changes in your life?
I would say so, Heidi. It's basically that things can change. The person's needs, obviously their health, good or bad. It's not always a bad of why somebody would need to change. But again, people are so bombarded by all the marketing coming at them. They're like, oh, I guess I have to do this every year. In most cases, if somebody's happy, it just rolls over every year. They don't have to renew. Like, they don't have to tell that insurance company, I want to continue on, or tell me that they want to keep that policy. But why not review if you want to, and just make sure you're in the right plan is really what it comes down to. And it doesn't take that long to review. It's not some hours-long process to just look at 10 different plans every time.
I get scared by the thought of picking something in open enrollment, and then any number of things can happen in the year. Are there changes that we can make in that year? If something, 6 months down the road, I get diagnosed with something, I get bursitis, I get this, I get that, I need to take these meds. Can I change it throughout the year?
Some cases you can. There's enrollment periods throughout the year that people sometimes have to stay within. And the only reason I say sometimes is because if people have like chronic health conditions, that opens up an opportunity to change throughout the year, or if we're in the middle of an enrollment period that they can change. Like, for example, right now, people with certain plans can change up until March 31st. So it just so happens we're in the middle of that. But there's other opportunities. There's special enrollments that somebody may be able to change. A lot of times a person may not be able to, and they just have to wait for an enrollment period, which the main one starts around October timeframe. So yeah, as a person's health changes doesn't trigger that they can just change automatically.
Yeah.
Ryan, how did you become the Medicare man? What happened? What did you see an opportunity? Did your parents need help? How did you get into this?
Actually, I just got asked this today at one of my appointments. So it was just basically when I wanted to create my own marketing and come up with a website, I knew that I needed to do that. It's been a while now that trying all the different ideas, what looks good, doesn't look good. And sometimes when I would call people, they'd say the insurance man's on the phone or, honey, the Medicare man's calling, things like that. And I didn't even say I was from Medicare necessarily.
Yeah.
I was just calling about Medicare insurance. And so just one thing led to another. And I thought if I'm going to be, doing things on radio or doing whatever it is, that would be easy for people to remember and look it up. Yeah, thank you. I mean, it's that way they don't have to remember my number or the phone number. I'm easily found on the internet that they can just look up Medicare Man.
Do you do any other insurance planning for people, or is it just Medicare?
I do, but I mean the main bulk of my time is with the Medicare. But I've helped people with life insurance ever since I started in this business, and long-term care insurance, some smaller policies like cancer or home health care type of plans. I don't do individual health care. I wouldn't have time for it. But yeah, a lot of the time is with Medicare, and naturally that's what so many people are calling me about.
And again, it's the best sales pitch. You owe me nothing.
That's right.
Yeah.
It is good, and my name tells you what I do, certainly,
Yeah.
a Medicare man. I mean, I think that's pretty good. I don't wear a cape. I don't have an MM on my chest
I
underneath
feel like
my
you
jacket
should,
here.
though.
I probably should.
Yeah.
I agree with you. But anyway, so yeah, I really enjoy it. I love helping people, and I keep it simple, and I think people appreciate that.
And Bob Ramsey, if he were here, he would say he loves Medicare. He always talks about how great it is. It might be the one thing that the government has gotten right. And aside from your premiums and everything, you don't have to pay for it, and Ryan can help you get set up. So MedicareMan.com. And then
Medicare-Man STL.
STL.com.
Yes.
MedicareMan STL.com. And the phone number?
314-368-6808.
All right. Ryan, thank you so much.
You got it. Thanks for having me on.
And we'll talk to you soon. Coming up in the next hour, we're going to have Theo Peoples. He is the singer with the Four Tops. He's also sung with the Temptations. They're going back out on the road on tour. And then in the 5 o'clock hour, Heidi, our Oscar red carpet usher, Zach Binding, former producer here with The McGraw Show. So we got a lot of show left for you coming up next.
From ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. 3 weeks into the war with Iran, Israel says it's killed the regime's top security chief along with a paramilitary leader, and the key oil artery, the Strait of Hormuz, remains closed off. President Trump says the U.S. does not need allies to reopen the choked-off waterway, but also says he's disappointed NATO has not joined the U.S. request. ABC's Louis Martinez says NATO does not have a direct role in the Middle East conflict.
When you talk about what's happening now in the Middle East with this scenario, this is in a scenario where, again, it's not a NATO issue. It's one of these things where essentially it's more about individual nations that make up NATO. It's just the president generalizing that this is NATO. So I think we should just look at it in that context. It's not an organizational thing, because right now this was not a threat that was being directed at all of NATO.
Airline CEOs signaling higher jet fuel prices due to the war with Iran are leading to higher costs, and travelers could get stuck with the tab.
American and Delta Airlines say soaring fuel prices have cost each airline more than $400 million since the start of the war. The price of jet fuel has almost doubled since that time. Delta CEO says there have already been fare increases in the last 2 weeks. Typically 20 to 25% of an airline's cost structure is for fuel. U.S. airlines use around 20 billion gallons of fuel every year. United Airlines says it's cutting capacity on certain routes to cope with rising fuel costs. Alex Stone, ABC News.
The head of the National Counterterrorism Center, Joe Kent, sending his resignation letter to President Trump, saying he's leaving because he does not think Iran posed an immediate threat to the U.S. President Trump says he's glad Kent's leaving. Residents from the South to the upper Midwest cleaning up after volatile storms moved through Michigan, getting hit by a snowstorm, and damaging winds knocked out power along the East Coast. That's added to travel delays at airports due to the partial government shutdown and TSA staffing issues. You're listening to ABC News.
Baseball is a story told across generations, through the players, the moments, and the gloves that shape the game. Now, that story comes to life in Rawlings, the Finest in the Field book, available now on Rawlings.com. Each of the featured 50 gloves is presented through the detailed photography and paired with essays that place the artifact within its historical context. And additional memorabilia further illuminate the era each glove represents. Reserve your copy today on Rawlings.com and be among the first to experience baseball's evolution as told through the story of these iconic gloves.
Do you have the option to control your cash flow and wealth? Are you getting a return on your greatest asset, your lifetime and potential generational income? Overcome these critical financial planning challenges by discovering the control option mindset featuring the lifetime and generational income maximizer. Call Mark Benson and his team at the Control Option at 314-432-9540 or online at thecontroloptionmindset.com.
Thinking of buying a new home? Think TR Hughes. TR Hughes Homes has great prices on beautiful new homes at 4 desirable locations. Charlestown Landing in North St. Charles, convenient to Highway 370. The Grove at Riverdale and St. Paul with standard 4-car garages, just 10 minutes from the St. Peter's Dearborns. Arbor Valley and Wentzville on Highway N with minimum half-acre wooded lots. And our newest community, Elkhorn Ridge in Truesdale, just west of Wright City, minutes from Highway 70. Come and see why TR Hughes is St. Charles and now Warren County's premier home builder. TRHughes.com.
You know, that honey-do list isn't getting any shorter, and you got to make a dent into it. Can I recommend going somewhere to helping you out? Schnarr's Hardware. Schnarr's Hardware has 2 locations, one in Webster and one in Ladue. One great family, 2 great hardware stores. Schnarr's Hardware. When you walk in with that list, you say, okay, I think I know how to do this one, but these 3 I need help on. And you know what? The people behind the counter at Schnarr's Hardware, that's what they do best. They have the expertise, so they can help you with electrical, help you with plumbing, painting, really anything at Schnarr's Hardware. They're small, they're compact, but it's that friendly neighborhood hardware store that has been the way it's been here in America for years, right? You remember when your grandfather took you to the hardware store. That's Schnarr's Hardware. The popcorn and the advice are free. So when you go to Schnarr's Hardware, 2 locations in Webster and in Ladue. Don't forget about the website, schnarrshardware.com. So for all of your hardware needs and that honey-do list, Schnarr's Hardware or schnarrshardware.com.
I'm Steve Potter with KTRS News. The time is 4:05. It's primary election day in Illinois for the 2026 midterms. Among the most closely watched statewide races are for governor and the U.S. Senate. Localized elections will focus on races for sheriff, county boards, treasurers, and clerks. One person is dead after an overnight plane crash at the Spirit of St. Louis Airport. Authorities say a small aircraft crashed on the east end. At just after 3 this morning, the FAA has been called in to investigate. Last week's 314 Day on Saturday followed a week of festivities, events, and special deals from St. Louis businesses. And now that the 2026 celebration is over, Tony Wish of Greater St. Louis Inc. told KTRS that they're moving ahead after bringing in new CEO Ron Kitchens last fall.
We are doing everything we can to work with our partners across the region to create jobs, bring more and better jobs here to St. Louis and across the region, and to help drive inclusive economic growth so that everybody in St. Louis has the opportunity to thrive. So that's our mission. That's what we're working on. And, we're kind of getting into the new year with a new plan to make that all happen.
Wish says it's all about getting St. Louis going again. The Illinois Department of Revenue is alerting taxpayers to changes by the U.S. Postal Service that could impact tax filings this year. The postmark may no longer reflect the date when the piece of mail was dropped off to the local post office, so they say that you should mail it in earlier to meet the April 15th filing deadline. And the City of St. Louis Recovery Office is hosting a community meeting and resource fair today.
The event is to provide residents with an update on tornado recovery progress and the work residents should expect to see across impacted neighborhoods this spring. City leaders will outline how damaged properties are being prioritized for demolition, stabilization, and repair, and how construction partners are helping scale repair work and provide updates on the funding supporting the recovery efforts. The meeting will be held from 5:30 this afternoon until 8:30 this evening at the O'Fallon Park Rec Complex. Jill Enders, KTRS News.
This KTRS Business Minute brought to you by Walter Knoll Florists, the place for all your floral needs. Place your order anytime at WKF.com. The Pasta House Company is returning to Southeast Missouri. Cape Girardeau's Pasta House closed in 2014, and the owners now report they're building the new location, and the plans have been approved by the city with a scheduled opening for this fall. Now the market's brought to you by JBL Financial. Tune in to Straight Talk on Retirement Saturday mornings from 9 to 11. At close, the Dow up 47 points at 46,993, NASDAQ up 105 at 22,419, and the S&P 500 up 16 at 6,716. Now let's go to Paul for KTRS Sports and Traffic.
Steve, the Big 550 KTRS will bring you Mizzou versus Miami in the first round of the NCAA tournament. Expansive pregame coverage starts at 6 p.m. Friday night with tip time set for just after 9 at Enterprise Center in downtown St. Louis. And Illinois basketball has the number 3 seed in the South region and will be going up against a familiar foe in round 1. Former longtime Iowa coach Fran McCaffrey leads his Ivy League champion Penn Quakers against the Illini on Thursday night in Greenville, South Carolina. I'm Paul Kopsky from the Royal Banks of Missouri Sports Desk, and now on to traffic. The roads are unusually quiet right now. In Illinois, 64 East is congested from 255 to 157, and 70 West slows down at Exchange on the approach to the Museo Bridge. This traffic report is brought to you by Fielder Electric. See what everyone is saying about the pros at Fielder Electric. Whether it's a new build or a 100-year-old home, Fielder Electric has you covered. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
We have a 40% chance for some snow and gusty winds overnight, a low in the low 30s, becoming mostly sunny tomorrow with a high near 64. At 4:09, we have partly cloudy skies, 34 degrees at the Gold Tower at Westport. Steve Potter, KTRS News, the talk of St. Louis.
Your dentures no longer fit? Maybe you're missing a tooth or several teeth. Visit Dr. Bowen for Simply Secure Dentures and Dental Implants. The cutting-edge, high-quality dental implants that replace all the teeth in your mouth, and it starts as low as $7,000, not the $35,000 that others charge. If you're only missing a few teeth, Dr. Bowen can permanently replace those with something you don't have to take in and out of your mouth. Learn more at simplysecuredentures.com and get the care you need and the teeth you want at Bowen Dental Care or simplysecuredentures.com.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell & Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. 600 Kelwood, St. Louis.
You know, over the years, Lordo's has become part of the family for many, many St. Louis families. For 80 years, they've been helping St. Louis families with all of the jewelry needs, whether it's the diamond ring, a diamond ring, maybe something for St. Patrick's Day, something for an anniversary, Valentine's Day. Throughout the years and throughout the calendar, it's Lordo's as your go-to. Whether it's men or women, you want to repurpose something or buy something new, Lordo's Diamonds in the heart of Ladue on Clayton Road. You see, it's a family business. The family's been running it for years, and they learned it from their father, who learned it from their father. And so that family jeweler, it's where generations of St. Louisans go. Grandparents have gone there. Your grandkids will go there. Right there in Ladue on Clayton Road across the street from a Norman Rockwell-esque firehouse is Lordo's Diamonds. Go in, make a friend, and make them your family jeweler because you can thank me later. 314-432-8008 or online, lordosdiamonds.com.
For over 60 years, Royal Banks of Missouri has been committed to serving our communities with purpose and providing our clients with exceptional service to help them achieve their financial goals. Stop by any of their locations in St. Louis, St. Charles, Illinois, or Northeast Missouri to discover how Royal Banks of Missouri can support you at any step in life's journey. Call 314-212-1500 or visit royalbanksofmo.com for more information. Royal Banks of Missouri, member FDIC and equal housing lender.
You're listening to the Heidi Glaus Show with Josh Gilbert and Bob Ramsey on the Big 550 KTRS.
Our headlines for this Tuesday afternoon, March 17th, St. Patrick's Day, Energizer Park to host 8 men's, women's LA 28 soccer matches. St. Louis City SC's home stadium is one of 7 facilities nationwide that will host men's and women's matches for the LA 28 Olympic and Paralympic Games. The LA 28 soccer tournament will begin July 10th, 2028, 4 days ahead of the Olympic opening ceremony. This will allow teams an extra 2 days of rest in the tournament. Energizer Park will host 8 group stage matches on July 10th and 11th, July 13th and 14th, and the 16th and 17th, and a men's quarterfinal match on July 20th. New York Stadium, Columbus, Nashville, San Jose, San Diego, and Rose Bowl Stadium are all hosting games along with us. The full tournament schedule, including kickoff times, will be released later this year. Tickets will be sold via a lottery, and fans will have until 11:59 p.m. on Wednesday, March 18th to register. That's tomorrow. So you register for the LA 28 ticket draw. Additional ticket drops will be planned as the Olympics draw closer.
Did we know that this was happening?
I mean, this is why I'm reading it, because it made news today.
There's a lot of, we've got the World Cup coming.
Yes.
And then Energizer Park's going to host a lot of the teams to train and practice and work out. And I think I knew that the Olympics were going to have to spread out a little further to get all the games in. But this is really cool.
It's huge.
This is really huge.
Yeah.
All right. Everything's coming up soccer today. All right. I don't normally get in on these TikTok fads, especially when they involve running. But I saw this and I really might have to do this. They call it churning and burning. This is where before you go out on a run, you fill up some Ziploc bags of heavy cream and salt, tie them to your waist or put them in, a running vest or whatever, and go out for a really nice jog. And by the time you get home, if you've run enough and shaken enough, your bags will be filled with butter.
That's ridiculous.
Have you heard this?
No.
I thought it was ridiculous, too. Someone asked a TikToker in Oregon, who seems to be the first person to jump on this, they said, why would you do this? And she said, why not? So people are creating butter when they go out on runs. You can't do it when it's too cold outside. You can't do it when it's too hot outside. But if you've got ideal conditions and you run for at least 10 miles / an hour.
Okay.
An hour.
Hold on. 10 miles
Yeah.
in an hour?
Or just run for an hour. They say it works better if you go up and downstairs.
I'm going to say that's a pretty advanced runner.
Oh, it is. It is. This is not for the faint of heart. And
I think when I was running a half marathon, and I've never been fast, it was still about a 13, 14-minute mile.
They say, historical precedent, it's widely thought that the earliest form of butter, pre-churns, were made by accident when milk stored in bags were shaken while traveling over bumpy roads.
Yeah, I have heard that before.
Or when nomadic people would hang sacks of milk off of pack animals while they walked around. So this makes sense. We're the pack animals now.
We're the pack mule.
So if you are a runner who can be out there for at least an hour, maybe give this a chance. I don't know how much butter costs. This article says $10 for a block of butter at the grocery store. I don't know if that's true or not. But everyone's saying that when it comes to health and what do they call those? The pre-packaged foods or the super processed foods, go back to real butter and kick it with the margarine. And now you can go back to your own butter as you go out for a 10-mile run. They say it actually also works with ice cream, too. too.
I thought that's where you were going with this for a second.
So-
Homemade ice cream.
No, I mean, it depends on what you're into.
And then you're going to have to be running in the freezing cold. So, again, I will stop by the grocery store and support.
All right. Churning and burning is what they call it.
Coming up, a man who has sung with not one, but two of Motown's best vocal groups.
Are you ready for beautiful new floors? The home show sale is happening now at Boardwalk, your local flooring experts. Save 15 to 25% on select hardwood and durable floors for a limited time. Their friendly, knowledgeable team will help you choose the right floor for your style, your home, and your everyday life, combining beauty, performance, and long-term value. Boardwalk offers solid and engineered hardwood, luxury vinyl, waterproof flooring, and more, with free sample checkouts and tool rental to make your project easier and more cost-effective. Whether you're updating one room or the entire home, they'll walk you through the options of color, durability, and long-term value so you can feel confident in your decision. For more than 25 years, Boardwalk has been your trusted, local, family-owned, quality flooring provider. Visit one of their 4 area showrooms conveniently located in Manchester, Crestwood, Overland, and in St. Peters, or more at BoardwalkHardwood.com. Boardwalk is your proud partner of your St. Louis Blues. BoardwalkHardwood.com. Country Club Car Wash is the best car wash in town. How do I know? I have an unlimited monthly pass to Country Club Car Wash, and it's fantastic. They're touchless, and you get free vacuums at select locations. Each and every day on the morning show, we will be giving away 1 free Country Club Car Wash to the text of the day. And each week, we'll be giving away a grand prize, 1 month of free Country Club Car Washes to the text of the week. We'll see you on the show, and we'll see you at Country Club Car Wash, cccwstl.com.
Are you ready for tax season? Don't let the tax changes passed in the Big Beautiful Bill Act catch you off guard. Hi, I'm Jeff Azufal, Senior Tax Strategist and Wealth Advisor at Capital Advisory Group and the author of the #1 best-selling book on taxes, Keep What's Yours, and my soon-to-be-released book, Keeping What's Yours, the Strategic Tax Planning Guide for the One Big Beautiful Bill. Since 1976, Capital Advisory Group has been saving our clients money year after year. Give us a call at 636-394-5524 or online at capitaladvisorygrp.com.
Attention KTRS listeners, Appliance Discounters has a deal for you. Shop now and receive an instant 5% rebate off your next appliance purchase. 5% instant savings off their already low prices. And you can receive other factory rebates, some up to $1,500 direct from the manufacturer. Huge savings, locally owned, next day delivery, 18 months interest-free financing. Appliance Discounters with 6 area locations or online at theappliancediscounters.com.
The Big 550 KTRS is your live and local home for community-focused talk radio, sports, and the Mizzou Tigers. Catch all the Tigers NCAA games right here on KTRS, along with Sweet 16 and Elite 8 games. And with the Fighting Illini needing a radio home this March here in the St. Louis region, the Big 550 KTRS has stepped up and will be carrying Illinois NCAA tournament games, live and local, serving Missouri and Illinois and beyond.
Are you retired? Are you thinking about retiring? Who is helping you with retirement? Might be time to check out the show When Retirement Happens, hosted by Kevin Lloyd of Legacy Wealth Advisors. Saturday at 1, Sunday at noon on the Big 550 KTRS.
With over 30 years of experience in top-quality senior living, McKnight Place Assisted Living knows how to help its residents live fulfilling lives. The professional staff gets to know all residents and their families. McKnight Place Assisted Living has become known for its high-quality amenities, personalized services, and expert care. But its history of making people a priority is what really sets it apart from many other senior communities. That starts with the residents and extends to their loved ones. 314-993-3333 or visit them at mcknightplace.com.
At Maryville University, we power dreams, not just degrees. For nearly 150 years, we've empowered graduates to build successful careers. At Maryville, expect a rigorous, technology-driven, mentor-inspired education in a diverse and inclusive learning environment. We help you take it to the next level, no matter what field you choose. Now is the time to turn your ambition into action and transform your dream into reality. Start your journey at maryville.edu.
Well, He's been a member of the Temptations and the Four Tops. We're so excited to have St. Louis native Theo Peebles joining us this afternoon. How are you?
I am wonderful. Thank you for having me.
Oh, it is our pleasure. You are a part of history, singing with not one, but two of Motown's greatest vocal groups. Are there times where you still go, is this really my life, this St. Louis boy?
I think the swellings went down, but it's still nice to hold that title.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful for it.
Did you start singing as a child? When did you know you had something special?
I didn't know I could sing until I was 19 years old. I've been a musician first. So I played piano and saxophone and played for my father's church. And I think the minister of music was playing for the youth choir. She says, "You're going to sing this song." I said, "I can't sing." You singing it. So I sung it, and that's when I figured out I could sing.
Never in the shower, never, mowing the lawn?
Well, I sing background, but never would take the lead. It was just, I guess I was shy, bashful, whatever you want to call it. But
So how did you end up hooking up with both of these bands? Now, Dennis Edwards, he took over for David Ruffin in the Temptations.
Correct.
He's a St. Louis guy. Was that your entry?
No, actually, I was performing at what was then called Just Jazz at the Hotel Majestic.
Mm-hmm.
And the Temptations were doing a private function at the St. Louis Zoo. And they were staying at that hotel.
No way.
And Ron Tyson came down to the lounge to have a drink and heard me singing and playing. And we exchanged phone numbers. And 6 months later, he called. And Otis Williams called me and says, "We want you to fly out to Las Vegas."
And what year was that?
That was 91.
Oh, my goodness.
That is crazy, but you consider that to be your big break?
Absolutely. I was, fed up. I said, okay, I'm not going to make it. I'll just be content, be a local entertainer. And 2 months after that, all of that transpired. And it's a funny story because Otis called. I think I was still staying with my mom, and Otis called my mother's house and said, "Hello, I'm Otis Williams of the Temptations. Is Theo there?" She says, "Yeah," and I'm glad it's night. And she hung the phone up. She hung up on.
She did.
And he called back. I'm like, "Ma."
That is great. I want to know, do you learn the lyrics first, or do you learn the what do you call that little the rock?
The routine.
The routine.
Yeah, the routine was hard for me. I'm a piano player, so I never dance.
Yeah,
and
you're too busy.
when the opportunity came, I said, "Okay, Theo, put your big boy drawers on. You got to do this." So they flew me out to Debbie Reynolds' studio in California and rehearsed me for 6 months.
What?
6
It
months.
took you 6 months to
me
go left and then right, and back to left?
It's a little more intricate than that.
I was gonna say, Josh thinks everything is easy, and that he could do everything.
Oh my God! And Charlie Atkins was the choreographer, and he did the OJ's, Temptations. His history is renowned. And we would rehearse from 9 in the morning to 4 in the evening. Then he would video what we rehearsed, and I had to go back to the hotel room and go over it. And if I didn't go over it, he would know the next day. You didn't rehearse this.
Yeah.
Yes, I did. No, you didn't, Theo.
Yeah.
And Otis is like, well, if you really want to be a Temptation, Theo, you got to learn the steps.
So I've always wondered, because you can't really count it in your head while you're singing. Are you going on a note, on a word? Are you just memorizing it and it all kind of comes together?
Well, it's the way he taught it to me. We were in a dance room with a glass mirror, and he would put 5 cups on the floor to represent microphone stands. And you did your routines around the cups. And he would do the routines, and then the temps would do it, and then I'd have to fall in. But I had 2 left feet, so trust me, I said, look, this is an opportunity that comes once in a lifetime. I will be a Temptation. So I did what I had to do, and
That's so cool.
Temptation.
So 1991, Otis Williams calls you. He's an original founding member of the Temptation. Is he still with the group?
He is still with the group. This is his
last
year.
This is his last year doing it, and you guys are heading out on some dates, nowhere in St. Louis, but a couple stops in Illinois that you could probably hit. We'll talk about that in just a second. But who was with the group when you joined in 91, and how many stories? Did you have to get a crash course in the history of the group?
I did. Let's see. The members was Otis Williams, Ron Tyson, Melvin Franklin, Ollie Woodson was the lead singer, and Richard Street was the person that I replaced.
Wow. There wasn't at that moment like a Simon Cowell or somebody putting together boy bands. It was just, one guy who said, hey, we can do this.
It was, I didn't have to compete with anybody. It was, Ron saw me. They put all their focus and attention on me. I said, I got to do this.
Yeah.
So my wife said, good luck, because you can't dance.
So then the Temptations thing went away, and you became a Four Top. I mean, has anybody done both besides you?
Not to my knowledge.
That's pretty
Not to my knowledge.
cool.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
The Tops found out that I was leaving the group, and I played golf with Duke and Obi. And when they heard that, they said, well, we're interested in hiring you, but let's wait 6 months to see if they're going to call you back. Because Levi was, wanting to retire. But they were 3 at the time because Lawrence Payton Sr. had passed. So they were content with doing 3. And when they found out I was leaving the Temptations, they offered me an opportunity. But I had to clean up my life. I had some drug issues and with the Temps, which is why I left. And so got myself together. They offered me an opportunity. I took it. And they don't have no routine. So that was a breeze.
I mean, you're going back out on the road with the Four Tops later this week. But, I mean, this is just a part of your journey, both of these bands. I mean, you've shared the stage or the studio with some greats. I mean, Stevie Wonder and Aretha Franklin.
Yeah.
What is that like?
That was probably my biggest mountaintop moment because nobody sings with the Queen. She's the Queen.
Yeah.
And to have sang a duet with her.
How nervous were you?
I was extremely nervous because if you can't sing, she ain't letting you get on the stage.
She's not suffering fools.
So I was honored that she allowed me to do that. And it was a song that Levi Stubbs and her sang together entitled I'm Gonna Make It Up to You. And it was just great. It was the Four Tops 50-year anniversary.
Oh.
And it was in Detroit. And Levi had retired, but during that show, they rolled him out in a wheelchair, and he sang I Believe in You and Me while we were all on stage. That was a highlight of my life.
That's amazing.
Well, speaking of the Queen, not Aretha, but this tour takes you to Rockford and Peoria, Illinois. These are places, Gary, Indiana. We could go and see you guys. But then in the summer, you're flying overseas and you're playing the Royal Albert Hall. This is not your first time at the Royal Albert Hall. This is like one of the most famous performing venues of all time.
It is. It is. The history there is just incredible when you look out into the arena or the venue and you see the balcony where the queens and the dukes and duchess sit, and it's roped off. They're not there. It's roped off. You can't sit there.
Even if they're not there.
Even if they're not there. Of course, my wife at sound check, she runs up and sits in the queens.
I would too.
I would.
Yeah.
I would.
I know why you married her.
She said, I got to do it. Take a picture. I said, okay, baby.
Okay, well, all right. The Four Tops, they don't do the dance routines, but who's got the better songs between the Four Tops and the Temptations?
Two different genres.
Yeah.
Berry Gordy put the Temps and the Tops together to break the racial barriers back in the 60s. So you had the Temps, which was R&B, and you had the Tops, which was pop, and it pretty much merged black audiences and white audiences together. And they've been running that show 62 years now.
It's amazing.
So we still tour together as Temptations and Four Tops.
How about that?
And if the Temptations needed somebody to come in real quickly.
Yeah. Funny you should say that. 4th of July, this past 4th of July, both groups were off, and let's see, the White House, the 4th, whatever thing that they do for the 4th of July festival, their lead singer was in France, and they wanted to turn it down, and one of the guys said, well, wait a minute, call Theo. He knows these routines. So they called me, and Theo, we've already checked with the Tops. They said it's okay. Could you fill in for us? I said, Otis, I haven't done those songs in over 20 years. He said, Theo, we're only doing 3 songs. I said, what are the songs? And he told me, I said, well, which one I got to sing? He said, My Girl. I said, that's it? I said, yeah. I said, okay, I'm in. And we were on television. That was the one time I sang last year for the Temptations.
Really?
Yeah.
I might have watched that show. Was it at the White House or was it, in D.C.?
It was in D.C., but it wasn't at the White House. Their 4th of July celebration.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we were there.
Do you often get things thrown up at you on the stage? Do people still throw their garments?
No, it used to be panties, and now they're bloomers.
I'll take whatever I can get.
Well,
nobody's throwing anything at me.
Theo, this is such an honor. Thank you so much for carving out some time for us, and
my
have
pleasure.
a great time on the road.
Thank you so much, you guys. In St. Louis, I love you guys.
Yeah, play
Thank you
St.
for
Louis.
listening.
When's the next time you're going to get to tell the band that you want to do a hometown show?
Well, you do a lot on your own here in St. Louis, don't you?
I
Occasionally?
used to for 14 years, but when I got the call back for the Tops, I'm like, okay, I'm going to have to do this.
You got to
no
go.
more. Yeah, so I can't do them both.
All right. Well, put a St. Louis date on sometime soon.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
You will do. Thank you, guys.
And you come back anytime, and we'll chat and share more stories.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
It is 4:33. Captain Paul, how's traffic?
Heidi, the latest is a crash on 64 West before Ballas. 64 West is also crowded from Kings Highway to Hampton. 270 North is jammed from Manchester to Ladue Road. 55 South running slow around 4500 South Broadway. In Illinois, 64 East is congested from 255 to a mile past 157. And we have a stalled vehicle on 64 East before 270. This traffic report is brought to you by Stages St. Louis. Get your season tickets now for the 2026 Stages St. Louis. The 2026 season is kicked off with the always hilarious 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee. Then take a trip back to the 40s and 50s with Guys and Dolls. Stages will wrap up this year with the incredible true story of Come From Away. Call 314-821-2407 or visit stagesstlouis.org. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
Hey, it's Julie Buck for The Only Facial. I was driving around the other night and I was so excited when I saw another The Only Facial logo in Creve Coeur. That's their newest location. Now, The Only Facial, you might have heard about it. Every single treatment includes 11 different steps. It's one price, $125, and that includes your gratuity. But for that, you're going to get dermaplaning, you're going to get an enzyme peel, therapeutic massage, extractions, LED light therapy, a treatment mask, hydration. I mean, it just goes on and on. All 11 steps, every facial, and they have several locations. Like I said, the Creve Coeur one is the newest. But here we go. De Pere, Sunset Hills, St. Charles, U-City, Clayton. You will love this. I'm telling you, it's the best thing going in St. Louis, and now there's one near you. And if you're always struggling to find the perfect gift, we have the solution for you. 3 ways to shop for a gift card. You can order online and pick it up at The Only Facial, visit a store, or you can send your gift online. All happening at theonlyfacial.com. The Only Facial. Go to theonlyfacial.com for more, and you'll be on your way to better skin with a healthy glow.
You're selling your home, and I want to buy it. This is Mike Robinson with Robank Properties, and I am ready to pay top dollar for your home. No contingencies, no inspections, no monkey business. I buy your home no matter the condition or location, and you walk away with cash. Call me, Mike Robinson, at 314-283-0867, 314-283-0867, or at robankproperties.com. That's ROBANG properties.com.
I'm Farmer Dave, and here's my good friend and owner of MasterCars Inc., Alex Rosenberger, with today's hot MasterCars Inc. deals.
Spring is in the air, my favorite time of the year. I'm buying and selling, of course, cars and motorcycles daily. I like to buy a few cars a day at this time of year, and I like to buy them directly from the owner. We carry only hand-selected vehicles, and I like to meet the people they come from. It's as much a people business as it is a car business. If you're in the St. Louis metro area, I'll even come to your house to purchase your vehicle, especially if you have more than one to sell or even an entire collection. We're always on the hunt for super clean, rare, and unique vehicles. I'll even buy everyday cars if they have low miles and are exceptionally clean. Hop on my site, mastercarsinc.com, and submit what you've got to sell. We buy, sell, and trade every single day.
So rev that motor and point your car in the direction of Mastercars Inc. and buy or sell today. 4100 Namioki Road in Granite City, or visit mastercarsinc.com to get more details. That's mastercarsinc.com.
John Beal Roofing has been proudly serving homeowners and businesses in the St. Louis metro area on both sides of the river in Missouri and Illinois for over 3 generations. A dependable roof begins with a team you can count on, and that's exactly what you get with John Beal Roofing. Recognized as one of Roofing Contractor Magazine's top 100 roofing companies, John Beal Roofing offers 24/7 emergency service and industry-leading warranties, including a lifetime workmanship warranty for total peace of mind. From upgrading an aging roof or completing a full replacement, the team at John Beal Roofing delivers solutions that are built to code, built to last, and handled with expert care. John Beal also responds quickly with reliable storm damage services backed by decades of experience and 24/7 emergency support. Get started today for expert service and a free, no obligation estimate by calling 1-800-NEW-ROOF. That's 1-800-NEW-ROOF.
I'm Reed Millard, president of Lupton Millard Chapel of St. Louis. We've been faithfully serving St. Louis families for generations. At Lupton Millard Chapel, we understand it's the little things that make a big difference for the families we serve. A traditional church funeral or a unique celebration of life. Providing the finest in services and attention to detail has always been the hallmark of our family.
Lupton Millard Chapel, the leader in excellence since 1905. For more information, go to luptonmillardchapel.com.
Can I get serious for a moment? Something that is near and dear to my heart, and that is my front yard and taking care of your front yard. Because when you drive by someone's house and it's full of weeds, you think to yourself, oh man, it's very, very simple. You know how much I love to pretend to be a yard dork. You know what I use? Fertilome. I go to fertilome.com and I type in my zip code, and a whole host of local independent lawn and garden dealers show up. I buy the crabgrass preventer plus lawn food. It's the spring application. I get it down on my yard as soon as possible, and that greens up my yard and keeps the weeds away. So it makes me look like I know what I'm doing. But really, all I'm doing is getting Fertilome and putting it on my front yard. And that will take care of my yard for many, many, many weeks, and it go a long way to having the greenest yard in the block. So this spring, you want to green up your yard and get rid of the weeds? It all starts at Fertilome or fertilome.com.
Tune in to the Big Sports Show with Vic and Weesey every Thursday night at 8:02 for the Illini Report. Powered by Woods Basement Systems.
For up-to-date info on the Illinois men's basketball team.
On the Big 550 KTRS.
Get your reservations in now for Bishop's Post. Bishop's Post. They have the best version of your classic favorites. Located in Chesterfield, Bishop's Post is the perfect spot for that celebration.
Israel said earlier today that it has killed a key Iranian player. Jordana Miller, ABC News correspondent in Jerusalem, joins us with the latest. Hey, Jordana.
He was considered the most important person in Iran following the assassination of the supreme leader, Ali Khamenei, and it was widely believed that he was the person leading the military response to the U.S.-Israeli operation against Iran, as well as leading the political response to that as well. We're now learning he was really the first one on the list of people that Israel wanted to take out, and that the intelligence came together very quickly, we understand, and the Israeli Prime Minister approved the assassination in quickly, and that planes took off to carry out that assassination in Tehran. We're also learning just in the last few minutes new reports that possibly residents of Tehran may have helped feed some of the information to the Israelis. We have not confirmed that yet, but when it comes to, for example, the checkpoint, they've put up checkpoints around Tehran and other cities. Residents, Iranians, ordinary Iranians, are on open source through open source, media posts. They are letting Israel and the United States know where those checkpoints are, and they have been taken out. And we've seen it in the statements from the Israeli army over the last, I would say, week, that the Basij and their checkpoints and their safe houses have become one of the main targets. So it wouldn't be far-fetched to think that some local Iranians may have helped the Israelis pinpoint where Ali Larijani was. We can say that this is, without a doubt, a blow to Iran's control and command, because again, he was the person that, was kind of running Iran. The person who was put in to replace the Ayatollah, Khomeini, his son, Mojtaba Khomeini, we haven't, really seen him, or we heard a statement read by a newscaster, but he doesn't seem to be functioning. So this is a big blow. The Israelis also took out the general who led the Basij, who for the last several years has been, giving the orders to the Basij to basically murder Iranian protesters in the streets, as they did, just in January.
Jordana, how deep is kind of leadership here? I mean, we're talking about, taking out the leader, and then, of course, who is currently leading. Any idea, how many people are in line here?
Well, Iran does have a vast kind of military apparatus, right? But, I don't know. We don't know who's going to replace Ali Larijani, but he's been in a position of power and influence for decades.
Okay.
And I think it's going to be hard to, replace him. He was also interfaced with the West, right? He had kind of dual roles. So that's also going to be hard to replace. But I think we're, more and more we're seeing that the Iranian Revolutionary Guard, who Larijani was close to, right, are increasingly kind of helping to increasingly running Iran, right? Whereas it used to be three parties: the religious party led by the supreme leader, the political faction led by moderates or reformists, and people like Grachi, and then the internet, and then the Revolutionary Guard. It was a three-pronged kind of system, if you will. And the more that the Israelis take out the religious and political leadership, the Revolutionary Guard is filling in the vacuum, and they may end up taking, Ali Larijani's position.
Jordana, let's talk of the people of Iran. The hope was, and Trump said this when this thing started a couple of weeks ago, now is the time to take your country back. We were hoping that the protests we saw in January would start back up again. What is the latest? What do you think is going to happen?
So I think, it's interesting. I actually had a background briefing today with a very senior Israeli official involved in the intelligence and security matters. And this person told us that, there has to, the people of Iran are still too afraid to go on the streets. The Basij that are now being struck by the Israelis, and there's been a strategic choice after bombing so much infrastructure to now go after what they call the kind of internal system of control of the regime, right? So you're not just taking out missile factories, but you're taking out part of the regime, like the Basij and the police that have they have a kind of oppressive control over the general public, right? So at this point, although I know there's a Washington Post article out there saying that, Israeli officials privately, are publicly asking Iranians to go on the street, but privately say that they're going to be slaughtered. This source, who's extremely high up in the ranks, said that, the Israelis and the Americans have not told Iranians to go out into the streets yet. It's that moment is not here yet because they're still too afraid of the Basij. And there has to be kind of an erosion of the Basij over some time. And it will take maybe a couple more weeks until they said there's a tipping point where the Basij are more afraid of the drones, right, and the attacks than the people are afraid of the Basij. And we're not there yet, right? So, the Israelis at this point, the Mossad and others, they're not telling people to go on the streets, right? That's not the message right now. They're saying we're trying to help create the conditions where you can go on the streets, right? Where they will feel safe. So I think people just, the moment isn't there yet, but that doesn't mean it won't come.
Right. Well, it is very interesting, and we're very appreciative to you, Jordana, to kind of keep us in the loop. Thank you so much.
Thanks. Talk soon.
Stay safe.
Oftentimes we talk about make sure you support local. And of course, you want to support local. And when you support local and you need windows and doors, you call Larry Thornton and Joe Thornton from the Window Store, 314-739-0002. Why? Well, because they support local and you support local, right? And you're supporting your neighbor to make sure the job is done right. They go the extra mile. In fact, somebody called up Larry Thornton the other day looking for new windows. Larry went out to the house and said, "You don't need new windows. These windows are fine. Thank you very much. Call me back some other time." The other reason why you support Larry Thornton at the Window Store, 314-739-0002, is because local companies support charities. And the Window Store is a proud sponsor of the KTRS Radiothon to support Backstoppers. So a local company that'll do it right with great windows and great doors, and they give back to the community and big supporters of Backstoppers. You need windows, you need Window Store, wswindow.net.
Only 2 seconds left. He shoots, he scores! Game over!
It's the end of the game for you and your car. To get the deal you want, you've only got one shot. That's why you go to HW Kia. HW Kia delivers the best Kia buying experience in the Loop. No pressure, no games, no nonsense. Right now, you can score a brand new HW Kia K4 for just $199 a month. That's a new K4 for under $200 a month on a 24-month lease. Has your credit been keeping you out of the game? Nobody works harder to help get you approved than HW Kia.
Hey, everybody, remember, Big D wants to see ya in an HW Kia.
HW Kia, in the heart of West County on Manchester Road. Start now at hwkia.com.
With approved credit, 2025 Kia K4, $34.95 due at signing, 10,000 miles per year, no security deposit, plus tax, title, license, and admin fee. Expires 3/31/26.
10 minutes before 5 o'clock on this St. Patty's Day. Captain Paul, how's traffic?
Heidi, the roads are looking pretty good. No accidents, just some slow traffic. 64 West is crowded from Kings Highway to Hampton. 270 North is heavy from Manchester to 64. We have a stalled vehicle on 64 East before 270. And in Illinois, 64 East is congested from 255 past 157. This traffic report is brought to you by the Rockwood School District. Are you looking for a new part-time or full-time job opportunity? Consider Rockwood School District with openings for custodians, cafeteria workers, and groundskeepers with great benefits, competitive pay, and flexible hours. Apply online at rsdmo.org/jobs. That's rsdmo.org/jobs. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
This tournament update is presented by Royal Banks of Missouri, and the dance gets started tonight, the first 4 in Dayton. We'll kick things off here in just a couple of hours. Of course, we get a battle of 16 seeds to start us off. UMBC, the Terriers, the darlings of the tournament just a few years ago, will take on Howard in the first 4. A Howard team Mizzou opened up the season with in Washington, D.C. Our late game, a battle of 11 seeds, is a Texas-North Carolina State showdown. Wolfpack favored by 1.5 points there in Dayton. Of course, the big tournament tips off in full Thursday. This tournament update sponsored by Royal Banks of Missouri. I'm Brendan Wiese.
For over 60 years, Royal Banks of Missouri has been committed to serving our communities with purpose and providing our clients with exceptional service to help them achieve their financial goals. Stop by any of their locations in St. Louis, St. Charles, Illinois, or Northeast Missouri to discover how Royal Banks of Missouri can support you at any step in life's journey. Call 314-212-1500 or visit royalbanksofmo.com for more information. Royal Banks of Missouri, member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Back in the days when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore, but some days I sit and wish I was a kid again.
Well, Heidi, back in the day on this date, March 17th, 1,565 years ago, in the year 461, St. Patrick died. He's the patron saint of Ireland. He wasn't even born Irish. He was kidnapped as a slave from Britain, and the first St. Patrick's Day parade wasn't celebrated in America until 1762.
Wonder why then?
I think it was in St. Augustine, Florida. Actually, is what I read. That happened in 461, and that is why we celebrate St. Patrick's Day today. 461.
It's a while back.
Almost hard to even fathom. 1775, a long time ago. The Cherokee sold what went on to become the state of Kentucky to the Transylvania Land Company. The price was 10,000 British pounds.
Gosh, can you imagine?
And there is a section, like half of Tennessee, if they had gotten their way, would have been called Transylvania. That'd be weird.
I mean, there are probably stranger things.
We've got a Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
1898, Irish-born John Holland invented the modern submarine for the U.S. military. His sub submerged off of Staten Island for 3 hours in 1898. Who's climbing in that thing?
Who? No one. Not today.
1969, Golda Meir took office as Israel's 4th prime minister. She's from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and she wanted to be a high school teacher.
Wow.
Wow.
She's all right.
Yeah. 1995, the first vaccine for the chickenpox was approved.
I did not know it was that recent.
Yes, because I had chickenpox.
I did too.
I grew up in the 80s. So I had to ask our pediatrician. I said, wait a minute, kids don't get chickenpox anymore? And he said, no.
Which is nice.
How about that, Josh? Modern medicine. This goes on to talk about chickenpox scars.
Yes.
But I was watching some old movie, and it was a woman had a sleeveless dress on, and you could see her.
Polio.
Is it polio? You could see her scar. And I would watch movies with my dad, and he would always point out, hey, son, there's the scar.
I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Correct me if I'm wrong on the text line.
84126. My dad showed me his. So that's the game you can play when you watch older movies. And in 2023, 3 years ago, Taylor Swift kicked off her Eras tour in Glendale, Arizona. It would go on to earn over $2 billion.
Yeah, she's not doing too poorly for herself either.
Mm-mm.
Right. Interesting stuff. Coming up, we're going to talk to Zach Binding, who is a red carpet handler at the Oscars on Sunday. What it takes to get that job and what are the rules?
Galmish & Sons have been providing quality heating and cooling services since 1950. They work exclusively with Lennox, the preferred choice of St. Louis homeowners. Call Galmish & Sons for your next Lennox HVAC installation for 993-1110.
Don't get lulled into believing the IRS is getting soft. It's just the opposite. Hi, this is Lance Drury with the Lance Drury Law Firm. We are being told by IRS collection officers that their higher-ups are demanding that they get more aggressive than ever. So don't ignore them any longer. Level up. If you have unfiled returns, unpaid taxes, levies, or liens, call me, Lance Drury, today, and let me get between you and the IRS. I'll protect your rights. At the Lance Drury Law Firm, our practice is focused 100% on fighting the IRS. Remember, IRS problems are legal problems, and they need to be handled by an expert attorney who's done it for decades. So call the Lance Drury Law Firm today. We're local. Our office is right here in St. Louis. Call 314-260-6120. Visit Lance, D-R-U-R-Y, law.com to schedule your free consultation with your local tax resolution law firm.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
The final stretch of your career isn't about slowing down. It's about getting strategic. Those last 5 years before retirement can define your financial future, from maximizing contributions and paying off high-interest debt to mapping out health care and testing your post-retirement budget. This is your moment to take control. At Pioneer Wealth Management, we help you connect all the moving parts. Real peace of mind starts long before your final paycheck. Investment advisory services offered through Creative One Wealth, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Pioneer Wealth Management and Creative One Wealth are unaffiliated. Life insurance professional investing involves risk, including possible loss of principal.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
It's time to dance. Tune in to our NCAA Tournament Preview Show, Wednesday, March 18th at 7 o'clock. It's presented by Royal Banks of Missouri, T.R. Hughes Homes, and Lacey Lumber Company. College basketball lives on the Big 550.
Truck drivers, are you tired of your pay not matching your experience? At Schneider, our truck driver pay is designed so your years of service directly translate to higher earnings. Plus, longtime drivers qualify for larger sign-on bonuses and a larger selection of driving jobs. Pick from dry van, intermodal, tanker, and dedicated opportunities. Ready to be rewarded for your hard work and expertise? Find the right driving job for you at SchneiderJobs.com. That's SchneiderJobs.com.
Recently, a good friend of mine was changing the light fixture in their kitchen, and they took the light fixture off the ceiling, and they looked inside the ceiling and said, what is the phone number to Michael Baldy? If they would have listened to me, they would have put Michael Baldy's phone number in their phone, because everybody needs a good electrician on speed dial. So here you go. The next time you need an electrician, you need to remember Michael Baldy and Baldy Electric. So the phone number, 314-968-9999. Indoor, outdoor, an old Victorian home, knob and tube wiring, and anything and everything in between. You see, Michael Baldy is a licensed electrician, and he has a team ready to go. Whether it's something for the ceiling in the kitchen, something for the lights for the holidays, whatever it may be, Michael Baldy and Baldy Electric. BaldyElectric.com, 314-968-9999, because everybody needs a good electrician on speed dial. BaldyElectric.com.
If you're thinking about it, we're talking about it. This is the Big 550 KTRS St. Louis.
Streaming live at KTRS.com.
Depend
From
on it.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. Iran confirming the regime's top security chief was killed today. It follows Israel's earlier statement. Forces launched missile strikes, killing Ali Larijani along with a paramilitary leader. ABC's James Longman says it delivers another blow to the regime.
Israel says they've killed Iran's security chief, Ali Larijani, one of the remaining faces of the regime. Just days ago, in a show of defiance, he appeared in a public march when a strike landed nearby. Killed alongside him, Golem Reza Soleimani, the head of the Basij, the religious militia responsible for the brutal suppression of protesters.
Iran continuing to cut off the Strait of Hormuz, impacting global oil shipments and prices. President Trump criticizing NATO countries, he says, for not joining in efforts to reopen the Strait of Hormuz. President Trump called Joe Kent, the top U.S. counterterrorism official, weak on policy. That after Kent resigned. In a letter, Kent denouncing the war with Iran, saying Iran did not pose an immediate threat to warrant the U.S. carrying out military strikes. Kent also claims President Trump was, quote, deceived by Israel and some media organizations to join the military operation. ABC's Louis Martinez says his resignation marks cracks in the administrations on Iran.
The fact that you have Joe Kent now offering his resignation is a strong indication of the division within the administration, potentially, of how the war is being carried out, and whether this goes against President Trump's campaign promises not to initiate a war and to end all endless wars.
It is primary day in Illinois with key races shaping the midterms. In Chicago, election officials say voting at the polls has gone smoothly overall, and that turnout appears to be less than in previous years, possibly due to more people voting by mail. Delays and cancellations continuing to stack up at airports impacted by the latest round of volatile storms in the Midwest and East Coast. You're listening to ABC News.
Kick off the season with a winning team. Choose Hackett Security to watch your home while you're watching the game. Hackett Security has a system to meet every budget. They are a locally owned national security company with on-site 24/7 UL listed monitoring. Visit HackettSecurity.com or call 314-432-4200. Who will be watching your home while you're watching the game? Hackett Security. They're looking out for you. 314-432-4200. HACKETT Security.com.
Hey St. Louis, it's Kathy from Connor Roofing, and spring storms are upon us. Is your home ready? At Connor Roofing, we specialize in roofing, siding, and gutters to protect your home from the elements. Don't wait for leaks or damage to strike. Our expert team will ensure that your home stays safe and secure all season long. Call Connor Roofing today at 314-375-7475 for an inspection, and you can enjoy the beauty of spring leak-free. Look us up at connorroofing.com. That's CONNER roofing.com.
35 degrees at 5:03 with KTRS News. I'm Steve Potter. The City of St. Louis Recovery Office is hosting a community meeting and resource fair today. It's to provide residents with an update on tornado recovery progress and the work that residents should expect to see across the impacted neighborhoods this spring. The meeting begins at 5:30 at the O'Fallon Park Rec Complex. St. Louis police are asking for the public's help to identify those who reportedly blocked officers from responding to a street takeover on 314 Day that left a woman seriously injured. And city officials are talking about moving up the weekend curfew in the city for juveniles following what happened on Saturday. Mitch McCoy is the Director of Public Affairs and Information for the St. Louis Metropolitan Police Department.
Our police department took a very bold move last 4th of July where we opened up a reunification center where we were holding juveniles. And that is being discussed right now in police headquarters related to other events that might be happening.
Yesterday, Mayor Kara Spencer called what happened on Saturday unacceptable. Anyone with information about the street takeover is asked to contact a District 1 detective at 314-444-0100. Illinois voters today are deciding primaries for 6 open U.S. House and Senate seats that will spur a new generation of leadership in the state's heavily Democratic congressional delegation. The retirement of Democrat Senator Dick Durbin has triggered a competitive campaign to replace him. Among the candidates in Tuesday's Democratic primary are 2 sitting House members and the Lieutenant Governor. Conversations about bringing the city of St. Louis back into St. Louis County are starting up again, but this time it's not about a full merger.
Last week, St. Louis County Executive Sam Page floated the idea of the city of St. Louis re-entering St. Louis County, bringing the city in as its own municipality, as opposed to fully merging the two governments. Past attempts to reunite the two have failed. Most recently, the Better Together movement in 2019, which collapsed amid political division and the indictment of then-County Executive Steve Stenger. This time, the idea is to put the city into the county, with the city remaining a city like 90 others in the county. And it would eliminate the need for duplication of services like 2 police departments, 2 health departments, 2 assessors, 2 circuit courts, among many more. At this point, there is no formal plan, no appointed board to consolidate services, and no outline of what reunification could look like. Civic leaders say those discussions will happen, but will not be like the past. Sobe Bay, KTRS News.
St. Louis County Councilman Dennis Hancock is expected to introduce a resolution at tonight's meeting to oppose any city-county merger. This KTRS Business Minute brought to you by Walter Knoll Florist, the place for all your floral needs. Place your order anytime at WKF.com. The city of Ferguson will hold a town hall to discuss a proposed $1.8 million redevelopment of the former Emerson campus. SSL Investments is under contract to buy the 217-acre campus for $18 million. The town hall will be held at 5 o'clock tomorrow at Ferguson City Hall. The market's now brought to you by JBL Financial. Tune in to Straight Talk and Retirement Saturday mornings from 9 to 11. At close, the Dow up 47 points at 46,993, NASDAQ up 105 at 22,479, and the S&P 500 up 16 at 6,716. Now for sports and traffic, let's go to Paul.
Steve, the Big 550 KTRS will bring you Mizzou versus Miami in the first round of the NCAA tournament. Expansive pregame coverage starts at 6 p.m. Friday night with tip time set for just after 9 at Enterprise Center in downtown St. Louis. Illinois basketball has the number 3 seed in the South region and will be going up against a familiar foe in round 1. Former longtime Iowa coach Fran McCaffrey leads his Ivy League champion Penn Quakers against the Illini on Thursday night in Greenville, South Carolina. And Mizzou baseball plays Kansas tonight in Lawrence. The Tigers' 13-game winning streak ended this weekend, but they still come in with an impressive 15-5 record overall. I'm Paul Kopsky from the Royal Banks of Missouri Sports Desk, and now on to traffic. The roads are looking good with no accidents, just some slow traffic. 55 South is running slow at 4500 South Broadway. We have a stalled vehicle on 64 East before 270. In Illinois, 64 East bogs down around 157, and 70 West is crowded at Exchange on the approach to the Musial Bridge. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
We have a 40% chance for some snow and gusty winds overnight with a low in the low 30s, becoming mostly sunny tomorrow with a high near 64. At 5:08, we have cloudy skies, 35 degrees at the Gold Tower at Westport. Steve Potter, KTRS News, the talk of St. Louis.
If you're concerned about the health of your trees, you need to talk to the Davey Tree Expert Company. These people love trees. They have a passion for keeping trees healthy. Their certified arborists provide personalized care for your trees. They're trained in the latest technologies for safe and accurate pruning and provide reliable preventative measures for diseases and invasive insects.
Locations in South County, Webster Groves, and coming soon to St. Charles. Davey Tree serves the entire St. Louis metro area on both sides of the river. Visit Davey, spelled DAVEY.com.
When you go and get your car washed, do you really care which car wash you go to? Yes, because not all car washes are created equal. Country Club Car Wash is the local family-owned and family-operated car wash since 1989. All these other ones that are popping up, they're all run by out-of-town hedge funds. Keep it local, keep it great. Touchless car washes, no brushes, inside and out. 5 area locations, Country Club Car Wash, or cccwstl.com.
Truck drivers, your comfort matters. And at Schneider, we're here to make every mile better. Drivers at Schneider use newer, more reliable equipment that's spec'd with safety features and amenities that keep them comfortable any time of year. Plus, while you're out on the road, Schneider's nationwide facility network offers secure parking and the comfort of a home away from home to make your life easier. Upgrade to a better driving job with better equipment. Find jobs near you and apply at SchneiderJobs.com. That's SchneiderJobs.com.
You're listening to the Heidi Glaus Show with Josh Gilbert and Bob Ramsey on the Big 550 KTRS.
Well, as you know, the Academy Awards were Sunday night, and former KTRS producer Zach Binding was on the red carpet once again. Zach, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you guys? Apologies, I'm a day late.
Hey.
Travel this weekend was a little rough.
Yeah, you're not the only one. A lot of people have been standing in lines at airports. We're just glad you made it back safely. And this, Zach, isn't your first rodeo at the Oscars. Explain what exactly you do on the red carpet.
Yeah, so this is actually my 8th year doing it already. So
wow.
On our team, I'm one of the most, I got the highest seniority ranking, so which is kind of nice. But Yeah, so the nominees show up at the red carpet. They give us the press schedule, and we're mainly in charge of the ABC stages. ABC is the network that the Oscars are on, so there's a couple stages that they have set up on the carpet. So we get their press schedule, and they can hit as many interviews as they want. We can help them get around the carpet, but we're given a certain time where the nominees have to hit the ABC stage. So could be 4:45, 4:50, just whenever they show up. Our main goal is to make sure they hit that ABC stage. Once they do that, we can help them finish the press line. And then we go take them to the front door, drop them off at the entrance of the Dolby Theater, turn around, and go back to the top of the red carpet for the next nominee. So it is a chaotic couple of hours.
Any idea how many steps you got in?
A lot, because we rehearsed multiple times. That's a great question. I don't have like a Fitbit, but I should check on the app on my iPhone.
Yeah, look on your phone. Zach, it's a bit of movie magic itself, making the Dolby Theater look as glamorous as they do, because I saw a lot of people who realized this year there's like a Haagen-Dazs next door. This is something you can walk past anytime you're in Hollywood.
Yeah, there's ice cream shops, coffee shops. There's a lot going on around the.
Are they all shut down when the Oscars are here?
Yeah, so they actually keep part of the carpet open for people to walk around on Friday, and then they totally shut it down Saturday. So everything is closed Saturday to Sunday. To Sunday night, or I guess Monday morning, that'd be. And then there's several blocks. I want to say 2 blocks, about a 2-block radius, where they shut everything down, and you have to have a pass just to walk on the street. The security is very tight.
Yeah. So, Zach, are you holding purses? Are you pointing? Are you actually talking to whoever you're escorting?
If they ask, I definitely can. I've held, I think it was Margot Robbie's purse a couple times.
Oh, that's not a bad purse to hold.
I agree. Yeah, so I'm just kind of helping whatever they need. Again, just making sure they hit the interview spots. So some of them want more help than others and are more talkative. But just kind of helping out in any way I can, and just kind of showing them around, because they're getting yelled at by producers to stop at their station and getting pulled every which way. So it's chaos, but it's fun.
It is, and everybody is yelling their name at once. So who did you escort this year?
So this year, again, I was talking about my seniority ranking. So we actually had a couple new people, and so I was showing them the ropes, I guess you could say. So started out showing somebody around and helping them with Heidi Klum. And I'm going to be totally honest, I have no idea why she was there. But she wasn't nominated, but someone said, "Hey, Heidi Klum's coming. Can you walk her?" And I said, "Absolutely." So I showed someone around with Heidi Klum, was with her for a little bit, and then had Carrie Condon. She wasn't a nominee, but she was in both F1. She was the crew leader in F1, the love interest with Brad Pitt in that film, and then she was also in Train Dreams, the one on Netflix, which was also up for Best Picture. So worked with her, and she was great to work with, very nice. Her publicist was great, so that was kind of a delight. And then ended the night. I usually try not to request people. But this year, just with some big names out there, I did request Ryan Coogler, who was the director.
Very cool.
Yeah, so ended the red carpet, walking him around, and he was one of the big names this year that they had, and he definitely had the fans, and everyone wanted to talk to him. So that was kind of one of the. I was grateful enough to get one of the big names this year.
That's awesome. Was he talkative with you? Did he seem nervous?
I had some mostly brief interactions with him, just kind of telling him where to go. His wife, though, who I believe is also a producer on Sinners, she didn't want to do interviews. So honestly, while he was doing the interviews and we were kind of making our way down the carpet, I was just making small talk with his wife. So just trying to, rather than just standing awkwardly next to her for 15, 20 minutes. So she was great to talk to. She was super nice. And then my brief interactions with Ryan were great. And, there has been a couple of times, I'm not going to say names, where you meet them and you kind of wish them they were a little bit nicer. Ryan Coogler was not one of those people. He was great.
Okay, that's good.
If I was doing it, Zach, did you see the clip of the Bezoses who got there and all of a sudden everyone turned their attention because Nicole Kidman walked by?
Well, she kind of photobombed them, though. Yeah. She's walking behind them.
Yeah, and now they were like, Bezos who? I would have tried to get Nicole Kidman because everybody would have been looking at us.
So Yeah, I mean, when the big names show up, it is kind of fun because you're definitely on camera somewhere. I mean, I had that a little bit with Ryan Coogler this year, but more so last year because I was with Ariana Grande last year. And, so I got a lot of, and I could tell when I get on camera because it's kind of funny. I feel my phone start to vibrate in my pocket a bunch.
Everybody is calling you.
Yeah.
I always think it's weird because the show ends here Central Time at like 10, 10:15, 10:30. But the night's just starting out there at like 8 o'clock. What time do you get there? What time do the stars actually, the limos, start pulling up?
So I get there at about 6:30 Pacific time, so 8:30 Central.
A.M.
So a.m. Yes, a.m. So we get there really early, and then we do a rehearsal and then some camera blocking in the morning, which they use for like stand-in actors and stuff, just to make sure the timing's right and things like that. And then they kind of shut the carpet down and vacuum it and steam it and things like that.
Cool.
And then the carpet opened officially this year at 12:30 Pacific, so 2:30 Central, and then they do interviews for several hours. And then the show, I believe, started at 4 o'clock Pacific, so it was 6 p.m. Central Time. So it's
I think being in Central Time, we think, oh, this is a wonderful night out. No, it's a lovely afternoon, actually.
Yeah, and it was so hot this
That's
year.
what I was heard. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, there was like a heat bubble over LA, and so I came from Missouri where I flew home to with 20-degree weather yesterday and snow, and then in LA it was 90 degrees all weekend. So it was the hottest Oscars I've ever worked, and it's like and with all the lights and people, it was unbelievably hot this year.
Yet nobody is dripping sweat like I would be. We're talking to Zach Binding, who was on the red carpet, and you guys probably remember he was a producer here at the Big 550. I was reading, Zach, the seat fillers. They have several rules, like even not talking to celebrities unless they start a conversation. Do you have a long list of rules?
So I heard you mention that earlier in the show. We are allowed to talk to them because again, like we basically have to work with them and the publicist to get them to, their interviews and stuff. And I mean, because you can't converse with them much outside of that. But there's no rules. Like we can approach them and anything. I mean, we do have to sign like an NDA. For example, if we hear Al Pacino, again, just an example, but if we hear like Al Pacino talking about, I heard Al Pacino mention The Godfather 4, it's happening.
Yeah.
Can't go to the press and say, hey, I heard Al Pacino talking about a new Godfather movie. So that's kind of the only thing that we're given is like, hey, if you hear something you're not allowed to say
Well, you heard it here first. Godfather 4.
No. Zach, who got the biggest cheers when they stepped out of the car on the red carpet? Because I know you can hear it from wherever you are, probably.
So I was talking to McGraw about this.
Mm-hmm.
Michael B. Jordan this year was like Taylor Swift or something. As soon as he stepped out of the car, the crowd went crazy. Everyone was screaming at him. So it was definitely the biggest pop this year was Michael B. Jordan. Didn't want to walk him down the carpet. It's definitely a humbling experience standing next to Michael B. Jordan because he's like the most handsome guy ever. So all the guys in our talent team were like, "Nah, we don't want to go next to Michael B. Jordan. We'll let somebody else take him." So Michael B. Jordan was definitely the biggest pop this year, though.
I think he deserved it for Smoke, but I don't think Stack deserved it. Or which one was the actual
Who was the vampire? You haven't even seen it.
Which one was the vampire?
No, you can't make the joke.
I was just going to say, I heard you say you still haven't seen Sinners.
Yeah,
All right. I'm going on vacation in a couple days. I'll watch it, and I'll come back and report. You mentioned how good-looking these people are. I've only seen, a handful of celebrities in person, and they really are just stunning when you see them in person, better looking in person. What is it like on Oscar day? I'm going to say, what is it like on Oscar afternoon? Are they sweating it out because it's 90 degrees?
Oh, everyone had like little handheld fans this year, just trying to do anything they could. There were a couple earlier nominees. where there's a big mirror next to the step and repeat, which is the giant wall where they take photos in front of the photographers. And basically everyone had their fans on their faces until last second.
Yeah.
And then they go out in front. But I mean, everyone is so glammed up. There were a couple, crazy outfits this year as well, which I think are a little too much. But hey, it's Hollywood, so they do what they want. But yeah, everyone just looks their Sunday best, and it's just a lot of fun to do.
And what's the average entourage? Is it everybody travels with 3 or 4 people? Is it usually just a publicist, or do they have makeup and hair, and then somebody's there for wardrobe to make sure that the dress is just right?
That's what's kind of nice is they're only allowed whoever their +1 is, and then their publicist.
Wow. Okay.
So it's not like you're dealing with a whole team. Yeah. So it's just the publicist with them. So that a lot of times when we stand at the top of the carpet, we'll tell them kind of which way to go. And they actually, I have fluffed a couple dresses.
Mm-hmm.
And a couple of years ago, Paul Giamatti just smiled put his teeth right in my face and asked me if he had anything in his teeth. So
yeah.
We're their last look, so it's kind of fun sometimes when they kind of, we have to give them their last look before the photographers, so it's fun.
All right. I learned this year that I had no idea, but for the last 40-something years, Amy Madigan and Ed Harris have been married.
Yes.
Who knew?
You didn't know that?
I did not know that.
If it's news, it's news to Josh.
That's one of the few Hollywood marriages that
have lasted.
It's wild.
Yeah.
I'm stunned. But when you've got power couples like that, I bet they pose together. But when maybe they're married or they have a spouse that's camera shy or whatever, is it pretty obvious that so-and-so spouse is just kind of towing behind them, waiting for all the pictures to be done?
Yeah, you can definitely tell there has been a few of those. Ed Harris has been around long enough where, they were both pros in front of press and the photographers and stuff, but there has been some, younger couples where you can tell the +1 is definitely not as interested as the main nominee. So that has come up before. Yeah.
Anything interesting you saw on the carpet?
Anything interesting? Honestly, it's just I would say the pop that Sinners had just around the whole evening. My ballot, I thought an Oscars ballot. I'm sure Connor McCarthy does as well, but the whole thing was everyone thought that one battle after another was going to win. That was kind of the headline going into it. But based off of just how everyone was reacting and the way the cast of Sinners was getting received on the carpet, I thought I was going to have a lot of upsets on the ballot. And I thought Sinners for a second was going to take home, Best Picture and Best Director, just because, not saying, like Paul Thomas Anderson, who ended up getting the Oscar. I just thought after the reaction that Ryan Coogler and just everyone at Sinners had, I thought they were going to end up taking more than 4 Oscars is great.
Yeah.
I thought they were going to win a couple more just off of the fan reaction and things like that on the carpet.
And Josh, he's with Maya Rudolph.
Okay, so I did know that they were together. Did you see that? Paul Thomas Anderson, director of One Battle After Another, Maya Rudolph, they've been together for 20-something years. Did you see them, and was she having fun with it?
Yeah, so there's a fan section right after the step and repeat, and it was just kind of funny. They both finished taking photos and started walking down the carpet, and all the fans just started screaming for Maya Rudolph. Mm-hmm. And I was standing next to someone else on our team, and I said, I don't think the fans know that that's actually Paul Thomas Anderson, who's probably going to win the Oscar tonight.
Yeah.
She got the loud applause, and it was like he was just kind of like the +1 there.
That is so interesting. Yeah, and of course she was doing double duty. She was his date and a presenter, and that was a great bit. Zach, we got a couple of people on the text line saying always good to hear your stories. We miss hearing you every day. Somebody else, how's your family?
Family's doing well. The baby is now almost 2 years old.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
We definitely entered that toddler phase. So the patience is being tested at times, but overall family's doing great.
Zach, our son had a helmet because he had a little soft head in the back.
Yep.
I recommend even kids without soft heads get helmets because he bonked his head a couple of times on a couple of tables, and boy, that helmet saved a couple of tears.
There's definitely bruises or bumps, and I'm just like, where are scratches? And I'm like, I don't even know how you got those. But he's fine, so it's like, okay, just keep on playing. But that happens all the time, so I would agree with you.
Well, Zach, we always enjoy having you join us and hearing the stories. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem. Anytime, guys. Glad to talk to you guys again and hope you all are doing well.
Are you going to do it next year?
Do it as long as they ask.
Yeah, I would too.
Yeah, it is interesting, though. They are, right now, technically, we're working with ABC because that's the network, and it is going to
YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
So not till 2029, so there's still a couple years left. I wanted to make it to the 100th show. So this year was the 98th, so I got to make it 2 more shows. That's the plan, is to be at the 100th. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
I do too. All right, well, we'll talk this time next year.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, guys.
John Beal Roofing has been proudly serving homeowners and businesses in the St. Louis metro area on both sides of the river in Missouri and Illinois for over 3 generations. A dependable roof begins with a team you can count on, and that's exactly what you get with John Beal Roofing. Recognized as one of Roofing Contractor Magazine's top 100 roofing companies, John Beal Roofing offers 24/7 emergency service and industry-leading warranties, including a lifetime workmanship warranty for total peace of mind. From upgrading an aging roof or completing a full replacement, the team at John Beal Roofing delivers solutions that are built to code, built to last, and handled with expert care. John Beal also responds quickly with reliable storm damage services backed by decades of experience and 24/7 emergency support. Get started today for expert service and a free, no-obligation estimate by calling 1-800-NEW-ROOF. That's 1-800-NEW-ROOF.
Kuna Food Service has been the trusted food supplier in the Midwest since 1918. For over 100 years, Kuna Food Service has been distributing the highest quality food products to some of your favorite restaurants while delivering superior customer service. When a restaurant puts their trust in Kuna Food Service, they get a team that truly cares about their success. That's why at Kuna, they like to say, they're big enough to handle it, yet small enough to care. Check them out online at kunafoodservice.com.
The Big 550 KTRS is your live and local home for community-focused talk radio, sports, and the Mizzou Tigers. Catch all the Tigers NCAA games right here on KTRS, along with Sweet 16 and Elite 8 games. And with the Fighting Illini needing a radio home this March here in the St. Louis region, the Big 550 KTRS has stepped up and will be carrying Illinois NCAA tournament games, live and local, serving Missouri and Illinois and beyond.
Galmish & Sons have been providing quality heating and cooling services since 1950. They work exclusively with Lennox, the preferred choice of St. Louis homeowners. Call Galmish & Sons for your next Lennox HVAC installation and service. 314-993-1110.
It's time to dance. Tune in to our NCAA Tournament Preview Show, Wednesday, March 18th at 7 o'clock. It's presented by Royal Banks of Missouri, T.R. Hughes Homes, and Lisi Lumber Company. College basketball lives on the Big 550.
Basement with a Y. That's Basement E.
It's Basement T.
Basement E?
It's Basement T.
Oh, Basement T. Basement T. I get it. That's the basement waterproofing and foundation repair experts at Woods Basement Systems.
Right. The All Things Basement T experts at Woods Basement Systems will provide you a free estimate and dry out that wet basement and fix that cracked foundation. Call 800-388-9326 or go online to woodsbasementsystems.com.
That's woodsbasementsystems.com.
Don't miss the Rammer Billiken Report every Thursday, just before 5 p.m. during the Heidi Glaus Show. Bob Ramsey will give an in-depth look into the red-hot Billikens each week. Powered by Milton Law Group, Davey Tree Expert Company, Hackett Security, and Connor Roofing on the Big 550 KTRS.
Hey St. Louis, it's Kathy from Connor Roofing, and spring storms are upon us. Is your home ready? At Connor Roofing, we specialize in roofing, siding, and gutters to protect your home from the elements. Don't wait for leaks or damage to strike. Our expert team will ensure that your home stays safe and secure all season long. Call Connor Roofing today at 314-375-7475 for an inspection, and you can enjoy the beauty of spring leak-free. Look us up at connorroofing.com. That's CONNER roofing.com.
Hi, it's Frank Cusimano inviting you to join me for the Press Box, brought to you by Control Option, Monday through Thursday at 6 p.m. We're going to interview some of the biggest names in sports and have our opening monologue. That's the Press Box, brought to you by Control Option, Monday through Thursday at 6 p.m. right here on the Big 550 KTRS, the talk of St. Louis.
corned beef, green beverages, and lots of fun.
It's a great time. It's a lot of fun, man. A lot of drinking, a lot of partying. Everybody's loving it.
Happy St. Patrick's Day from the Big 550 KTRS.
Hi, everybody. McGraw Millhaven here for family-owned and family-operated Lisi Lumber since 1872. Lisi Lumber is now producing and delivering custom kits for pre-assembled trestles, pavilions, and pergolas made to your specifications. Union-made, union-delivered, homeowners and do-it-yourselfers, you're going to love this. Got an idea? Send them a sketch and some dimensions, and they'll do the rest. For the best woods and pre-assembled hardscapes, call Lisi Lumber at 618-234-0105 or LisiLumber.com.
All right, this show is moving right along. Captain Paul, is traffic?
Traffic is moving well, Heidi. We have no accidents or big slowdowns. And checking some drive times, it's a 9-minute ride from 270 and Olive down to 44. 12 minutes to go from 55 and Gravois down to 255, 270. And just 9 minutes from 64 and 22nd Street downtown to 170. Also, we have a stalled vehicle on 64 East before 270 blocking the right lane. This traffic report is brought to you by the Rockwood School District. Are you looking for a new part-time or full-time job opportunity? Consider Rockwood School District with openings for custodians, cafeteria workers, and groundskeepers with great benefits, competitive pay, and flexible hours. Apply online at rsdmo.org/jobs. That's rsdmo.org/jobs. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
All right. Did you see this story of the basketball player in Alabama who got charged with possession and possibly trafficking
And
all
not
that?
going to be able to play.
And not going to be able to play in the tournament. And we'll find out if he's going to face jail time. But one of the charges they gave him was he didn't have a tax stamp on the marijuana that he had, which means he didn't pay his taxes. There's a little thing at the bottom of the IRS form that says, now list all the income you got from illegal, illicit activities. It's like, oh, you almost got me, IRS. I was about to list all my illicit activities. But Jeff said you have to declare it even if it's illegal. And technically, if you find $20 on the ground, you have to declare that too. I don't know if they charge you taxes on it, but it all counts as income. And that's where the tax code gets really tricky. What counts and what doesn't, and how do I count this, and how can I exempt that? We don't know how to do this, you know. The government gets someone like Ryan Raphael to walk us through Medicare, but they don't get anybody to walk us through the tax code, and they just changed it on us last July. We got a brand new, big, beautiful tax code. So how am I supposed to even begin to figure out how to do this? Well, I'm not. I'm calling Jeff Zufall and Capital Advisory Group, and I'm letting him do it for me. 6 years running now, and every year it seems like our tax return is even bigger. 636-394-5524. Capital Advisory Group, capitaladvisorygrp.com. Don't try to do your own taxes. You'll make more money having Jeff do them for you. Capitaladvisorygrp.com.
Well, you mentioned the Alabama player, but did you see two men from California, Petaluma, California, are facing felony charges after authorities say they damaged a woolly mammoth fossil worth about $200,000 while trying to hang from the exhibit at Top of the Rock?
Yes.
I mean, I'm going to say drinks were involved.
So I've got buddies. We go on guys' trip every year to Table
These
Rock.
guys are your age.
And we always go eat at Arnie's Barn.
Yeah.
And I sent him the story, and we all had a good laugh because I guarantee after a couple of those beverages out on that golf course, you start to say, hey, lift me up. I'm going to hang from this mastodon tusk.
Not a good idea. Each are charged with first-degree property damage. It's a Class E felony in connection with the incident that happened March 8th. The probable cause statement says that the one guy waved the other guy over, encouraged him to grab the tusk of the woolly mammoth fossil on display. He then lifted him onto his shoulders, giving it enough height to reach the tusk. Once he grabbed it, he allegedly tried to hang from it, causing it to break free and fall to the floor, where it shattered in multiple pieces. The tusk weighed about 200 pounds and was estimated by security staff to be worth about $1,000 per pound. A witness told investigators he had just checked in for work and was watching a security monitor at about 10:53 p.m. when he saw the two men, one lifting the other into the air to grab the tusk of the woolly mammoth skeleton. The witness said the tusk came down and broke apart. After seeing the damage, the witness said he tried to make contact with the men, but they ran out the door.
Of course.
He later found them outside, brought them back inside, notified security, and then the sheriff's office investigated. They were both arrested and released on $15,000 bond.
$200,000 is what that tusk was estimated to be worth, and I'm guessing they'll have to pay for that.
I mean, it's kind of going to be one of those things that is priceless, because can you actually put it back together?
No.
If it's shattered. But yeah, they're going to have to pay for that.
And honestly, I probably would have thought the same thing. Here, put me up there. Let me see if I can hang from this thing.
I think it's roped off for a reason.
And they've got such cool stuff there. There's a really nice restaurant. It's never open when we go there because we go for lunch, but the really nice restaurant
Oh, yeah, it's fantastic.
is on the other side, and they've got all these cool fossils and exhibits right in the middle.
It's the top of the rock.
Yeah, and they now they're down one tusk.
Mm-hmm.
When you pay for tree work, you want to be sure you're getting the most for your hard-earned money. That's why you should always use the ISA certified arborist at River City Tree Service in Baldwin, Missouri. Hi, I'm Steve with River City Tree Service, and we've been the go-to tree service since 2008. Tree removal, tree trimming, storm damage, deadwood removal, stump grinding, and more. Give River City Tree Service a call for all your tree service needs at 314-270-8071. That's 314-270-8071. River City Tree Service.
Veterans and active duty service members, when your call to service ends, your mission doesn't have to. Go from GI to IT in just a few months at My Computer Career. Prepare for a high-demand career in cybersecurity, protecting people, systems, and institutions from real cyber threats. Cyber warriors are needed now. Will you answer the call? Go to mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to learn more. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an elite CompTIA certification partner. VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
Do you hear that? Asthma triggers are everywhere, from dust mites, pet dander, and pollen, to smog and smoke. An asthma attack can strike anywhere, anytime. Be prepared with quick-acting Primatene Mist. Clinically proven to open airways quickly. It's the #1 FDA-approved asthma inhaler available over the counter. Primatene Mist. Breathe easy again. Use as directed.
Sponsored by Armstrong Pharmaceuticals.
Are you ready for beautiful new floors? The home show sale is happening now at Boardwalk, your local flooring experts. Save 15 to 25% on select hardwood and durable floors for a limited time. Their friendly, knowledgeable team will help you choose the right floor for your style, your home, and your everyday life, combining beauty, performance, and long-term value. Boardwalk offers solid and engineered hardwood, luxury vinyl, waterproof flooring, and more, with free sample checkouts and tool rental to make your project easier and more cost-effective. Whether you're updating one room or the entire home, they'll walk you through the options of color, durability, and long-term value so you can feel confident in your decision. For more than 25 years, Boardwalk has been your trusted, local, family-owned, quality flooring provider. Visit one of their 4 area showrooms conveniently located in Manchester, Crestwood, Overland, and in St. Peters, or more at BoardwalkHardwood.com. Boardwalk is your proud partner of your St. Louis Blues. BoardwalkHardwood.com.
At Midland, we know sometimes all it takes is a moment. A moment for an idea to spark, or to make it happen. A moment to find your dream, or build one. A moment to start your forever, or at least start planning for it. Whatever moments you have, Midland is here for them and can help you make them. Midland, brighter together. Visit us at midlandsb.com. Midland States Bank is member FDIC.
Mizzou fans, are you looking for a jeweler? Your hometown jeweler of choice is Lordo's Diamonds in the heart of Ladue on Clayton Road. Lordo's Diamonds sells GIA certified diamonds, and they've been in the business a long, long time. You want to support local businesses, especially when it comes to jewelry, because the big box stores are long gone and you can't buy this stuff online. You need a jeweler you can trust, and Lordo's Diamonds is a company you can trust. They also give back to the community and support your Missouri Tigers. LordosDiamonds.com.
You're listening to the Heidi Glaus Show with Josh Gilbert and Bob Ramsey on the Big 550 KTRS.
Well, let's talk a little entertainment news. Big names left out of the Oscars in memoriam segment include James Van Der Beek, Eric Dane, Malcolm Jamal Warner, Bridget Bardot, and Robert Carradine, but many of them were probably better known for TV. So
Bridget Bardot wasn't in there? I wonder if maybe it was about her personal
I was
comments.
going to say, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. And she hasn't really been in anything in years, but yeah, it's kind of odd. Here's some more post-Oscar news. People are blaming celebrities for leaving the Dolby Theater trashed, which we mentioned earlier. Everyone had a little snack box under their seat, and it looks like nobody cleaned up after themselves. But two things. First, some people have said the pictures we're seeing of the mess is from the balconies where the celebrities don't sit. And second, sources say the audience was told, leave it behind, it will be picked up later, which I believe. Because you know that they're given all kinds of rules.
I think it's a funny picture because it is such a nice theater and there's popcorn all over the place.
Yeah.
But that's what a theater looks like.
Well, yeah, but not on Oscar night.
At the end of the night.
Yeah.
The Oscar crowd is the same crowd as the other crowds.
Is it? I'm not eating that in that gown.
Yeah,
it's worth all of that money. So no.
I got popcorn butter all over my tuxedo.
Sean Penn actually had a very good reason for not being in attendance to accept his Best Supporting Actor award. He was in Ukraine, and he even met with his old pal, President Zelensky. You know, they've met several times in the past. Michael B. Jordan and his new friend Oscar went to In-N-Out Burger after the ceremony, which was kind of fun.
I just texted Zach, which In-N-Out Burger did they go to?
Tiana Taylor had some words with a member of the Oscar security team after he allegedly pushed her. The Academy has since apologized. And in case you're wondering, one of the world's most famous couples celebrated Oscar night in L.A., but Taylor and Travis stayed very under the radar. According to one source, the couple mostly hung at Madonna and Guy Osseri's party at the famed manager's home, which is known as the most exclusive and off-duty party in town for A-listers. So I'd like to know who else was at that party.
Like the Madonna?
Yes, the Madonna. Do you know another one?
No.
Okay. Steven Spielberg opened up about his family life during a panel at the 2026 South by Southwest Conference and Festival in Austin last week before the big award show. He said he and his wife, St. Louis native Kate Capshaw, that she has made such a life for me. Directing has taken second position to my parenting. They share 7 children, 6 grandchildren, and he actually took one of his granddaughters as his date to the Oscars on Sunday night, which was sweet.
I was wondering who was sitting next to him.
Jessica Capshaw, who was in Grey's Anatomy, and she's now in Nashville 911. It was her daughter.
How about that?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, Capshaw?
Yes. Her dad is who grew up in Chaffee.
Oh, I see. Oh, I gotcha.
Yes.
Okay.
So she has her mother's name. 867-530. Everybody knows that number, right?
Most famous telephone number ever.
One of the most famous 80s songs. It now connects you to professionals at the cancer support community. Now, you do need the area code, 272, but Tommy Two-Tone singer Tommy Heath says he's proud to be involved with this effort. I just think it's kind of cool.
I didn't even think that his last name wasn't actually Two-Tone.
Okay.
Tommy Heath.
Yeah.
How about that?
Ella Langley's Choosing Texas ties with Taylor Swift for the most weeks at number 1 on the Hot 100 for a song by a woman that also hit number 1 on the Hot Country Songs chart. They each have spent 3 weeks atop the Hot 100. I do like the song. I think it's kind of fun. To coincide with the release of the Michael Jackson biopic, there's a popcorn bucket shaped like the fedora he wore at the 25th anniversary Motown special. The Devil Wears Prada, too.
Yeah.
Also has a fun bucket that looks like a handbag.
Handbag.
Yeah, so I guess this is one of those things, and I'm sure a lot of people will purchase it just to make the collection.
My wife is so excited about this popcorn handbag.
Really?
Well, this movie in general.
The movie looks good.
I think you're excited about the the Dune bucket again. The worm,
the
big
worm,
worm bucket.
where you stick your hand in the worm's mouth.
Oh, gross.
So these, about these popcorn buckets.
Yes.
They're trying to make them as outrageous as possible.
Of course.
So I think that is it Toy Story 5 and The Devil Wears Prada comes out on the same day. So my wife's going to go in one, and me and Finn are going to go watch Toy Story 5. We'll probably get different popcorn buckets, though.
I would bet you
You
do.
should hang on to these, apparently.
Yeah.
You know that Dune one?
They're going to be worth something.
That original Dune one is worth, I'm seeing $200 listings on eBay.
Now you have his attention, Connor.
Yeah, but how much is it at the stand? I mean, if a regular popcorn's
$40,
yeah,
$20
probably. It's going to cost you.
Yeah.
But they know that. Tina Fey will host the debut episode of Saturday Night Live UK. Wet Leg will be the musical guest. SNL UK will premiere on Sky One, and now with episodes streaming in the U.S. on Peacock the next day. It will follow the same format as the original, including a weekend update segment. Do you think if we tune in, we'll get the same jokes? I mean, do you think like their weekend update, will we get it?
Number one, I don't think so. Number two, there's a lot of New York humor in our SNL.
Yes.
So unless you're kind of like a fan of New York stuff, a lot of goes past you.
But this is a completely different show.
I know, but like, remember back they used to do Leona Helmsley jokes? When I was 8, I barely even knew who Leona Helmsley was.
But that you weren't the target audience.
I know.
So that's,
they're gonna have their British tweak to it.
I think it'll be interesting.
I don't think it's unwatchable.
No.
I think it'll be highly watchable. Do we get to watch it on Peacock? We'll get to watch it the next day
on Peacock.
Their version on our Peacock.
Yes.
Okay.
Lorne Michaels is the executive producer as well.
So they have, British Vogue, and they have, European Rolling Stone. Why did it take so long?
For this?
50 years later
probably
to try
to
this.
see if it would resonate. They probably looked at other things and other, night shows, and finally, okay.
I'm sure England's had their own versions of sketch comedy shows.
But we'll see. We'll see. As for TV tonight, you got the NCAA basketball, the first four on True TV. So you got UMBC versus Howard. They'll be tipping off here pretty soon. And then you've got Texas and NC State a little later. NBA is on NBC, and then tonight's schedule also includes Will Trent and the NCIS shows. As for birthdays today, Mia Hamm, retired women's soccer star, is 54. The never-aging Rob Lowe is 62. Kurt Russell is 75. And then Patrick Duffy, Bobby on Dallas, is 77. And that is your evening entertainment report here on the Big 550 KTRS.
So this past week, Harry Styles hosted SNL. There was a sketch called Ma Hospital.
Oh, it was so good. I'm going to tell you, I agree with Bob. I don't remember if we talked about this on air or not, but I had it recorded and we watched it last night. I thought every single sketch was amazing.
Amazing.
It was great.
Best episode all season.
I'm putting it up there. Yeah.
So they were making jokes at the expense of, I think, RFK Jr. and all this stuff. Would that sketch translate over in England?
I don't know.
I don't think it would, They'll have their own version of that.
I guess so. But yeah, they're pulling out crystals and they're basically
Give me 10 cc's of raw milk.
Steak. That was 2 of them. Yeah, and then all of a sudden somebody dies and they said she's allergic to blah blah blah, and so that was funny. There was they made fun of Harry Styles. They did like all of his outfits, and it was normal guys trying to get into some of his crazy outfits.
Oh, did they have, is it Marcelo?
Yes.
Did he get into one of these?
He got into one of them. They all did. I mean, that was pretty funny. And they're like, yeah, I just don't think I can pull it off. And Harry Styles was like, yeah, you can. That was, there were several of them that were really good. But maybe my favorite is all the guys are at a club and they're excited about the dancers and maybe going home with a dancer. And it was all of a sudden they start doing Irish dance in the wig and the hair and it's a good one to watch as far as that. Somebody said best episode ever. We typically blow through it. He did a great job. Somebody else said agreed. All right. It is 9 minutes before 6 o'clock and time to get one final check of traffic with Captain Paul.
Heidi, the roads are looking really good with no accidents or big slowdowns. Right now, it takes 9 minutes to go from 270 and Olive down to 44, a 12-minute ride from 55 and Gravois down to 255, 270, and just 9 minutes from 64 and 22nd Street downtown to 170. And we have a stalled vehicle on 64 East before 270, blocking the right lane. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
Reese Nichols, the most trusted Missouri real estate company, is now proudly serving St. Louis. Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Alliance is now Reese Nichols, a Missouri-born company established 125 years ago. The same trusted agents who served St. Louis for 45 years now have the backing of Missouri's largest brokerage, Reese Nichols. Offices across the metro, in-house services include title and insurance, making your move seamless. They also proudly support the Ronald McDonald House. Visit ReeseNichols.com. That's ReeseNichols.com.
When you want to send flowers to a loved one for a birthday, anniversary, or that special occasion, call your friends at Walter Knoll Florist. Walter Knoll is family-owned and operated and offers custom designs by expert designers. A huge inventory and selection that only the largest florist can offer, with quality and care that no grocery store florist can meet. They have several locations in the St. Louis metro area to serve you. Order online today at WKF.com. That's WKF.com. Walter Knoll Florist, your personal florist since 1883. Get your reservations in now for Bishop's Post. Bishop's Post. They have the best version of your classic favorites. Located in Chesterfield, Bishop's Post is the perfect spot for that celebration.
How do you separate estate planning from elder law? You don't, because they're so intertwined. Let's face it, we're all getting older, and you need to make these decisions today, whether it's for your parents, for yourself, or for future generations. Rudy Beck, Jay Lennox, and Caroline Stolzer have been navigating these important decisions for more than 50 years. Beck, Lennox, Stolzer, Estate Planning, and Elder Law. Call them, 636-946-7899 or BeckElderLaw.com. You can thank me later.
Get your season tickets now for the 2026 Stages St. Louis. The 2026 season is kicked off with the always hilarious 25th Annual Putnam County Spelling Bee. Then take a trip back to the 40s and 50s with Guys and Dolls. Stages will wrap up this year with the incredible true story of Come From Away. Call today to reserve your groups, individual or season tickets. 314-821-2407. Or visit them online at stagesSTLouis.org. That's stagesSTLouis.org.
It's time to dance. Tune in to our NCAA Tournament Preview Show, Wednesday, March 18th at 7 o'clock. It's presented by Royal Banks of Missouri, T.R. Hughes Homes, and Lisi Lumber Company. College basketball lives on the Big 550.
You're listening to the Heidi Glaus Show with Josh Gilbert and Bob Ramsey on the Big 550 KTRS.
All right, let's wrap this St. Patty Day show up with a couple randoms.
For the first time in the history of Major League Baseball, the 2025 season began and ended in another country. Started in Tokyo with the first game of the season, and it ended in Toronto. during the World Series.
That is interesting.
So for it to happen, they have to play Toronto. And they either have to...
I was trying to figure out how that happened in my head, and then,
and unfortunately for Blue Jays fans, it didn't end well in Toronto. The green computer code in the Matrix movies isn't just nonsense. It's zeros and ones, and it's sushi recipes. For whatever reason.
Okay.
Due to the fact that they spend the majority of their lives on sea ice, polar bears are technically classified as marine mammals. So polar bears, dolphins, seals, whales, all the same.
Huh.
And they say with the melting sea ice, polar bears won't have any place to go.
Yeah,
because that's
scary.
That's really how they live. The Stay Puft Marshmallow Man from Ghostbusters could make 300 million s'mores. Who figured that out?
I don't know, but it's kind of mean.
What are we doing
How many
here?
graham crackers do we need for that?
Call the Hershey's people.
Yeah.
We're making s'mores tonight. And this is a weird one. Follow me. If you click on the first link in the main text of an English Wikipedia article, only works if you do the English version, and then click on the subsequent first link of that article down the line, you'll eventually lead to the philosophy article. Like, if you just keep going down the rabbit hole, everything always ends up at philosophy. It worked for 97% of all articles on Wikipedia. If you look up cheese fries and try this, it'll take 20 clicks to get to philosophy.
No,
it
thank
feels
you.
like it's like a statistical certainty. Because eventually you'll just click through all the links.
To go through all of them.
Yeah, and eventually you'll end up at, whatever
I
article.
feel like you need a hobby.
I'd be curious to see how you go from cheese fries to philosophy.
Well, have at it.
It's one of my main philosophies.
Philosophy of cheese.
Yeah.
You guys, thanks for hanging through that, especially that last little bit. I love you, though. It's cute.
That's how I live my life.
With cheese fries?
Cheese fries.
Okay. We're just glad you're here. You guys, we're glad you're here, too, and we really appreciate you hanging out with us. Hopefully you'll meet us back here tomorrow at 3 o'clock and raise a glass of green beer, maybe a Irish whiskey. We'll see you back here at 3 o'clock. Until then, see if we can put a smile on somebody's face.
Your dentures no longer fit? Maybe you're missing a tooth or several teeth. Visit Dr. Bowen for Simply Secure Dentures and Dental Implants, the cutting-edge, high-quality dental implants that replace all the teeth in your mouth, and it starts as low as $7,000, not the $35,000 that others charge. If you're only missing a few teeth, Dr. Bowen can permanently replace those with something you don't have to take in and out of your mouth. Learn more at Simply Secure Dentures.